Toby, and I hope that you are all going to gain value from here. Just as Toby says that AI is, I mean, is something that is non-negotiable now. Anything you are doing now, you need to find a way to add AI stuff to it. That's why when I thought of doing a DBA, the next thing I thought of was to do DBA in AI and machine learning, because that's where the world is going, and we are just entering into it. Like, we are just scratching the surface of it. There's a whole lot going on, a whole lot of funding going on. And so if you are an educationist, you are a student, you are born in an age where you can't but just do things the way things are being done anymore. There are a lot of tools that are out there. There are a lot of things that is going to make your life easier. There are a lot of things that makes your life smarter. As a fact, for me, whenever people ask me, do you know this? I don't tell them I don't know it. I tell you I know it. Why? Because I just have AI. I can really overnight or in the next 2-3 days, he can build a plan for me on how to know that thing, build a plan for me on how to get a foundational knowledge, build a plan for me on how to, do anything, use it for interviews and all of that. You can just tell it, hey, just behave like you are the director of this thing and stuff like that. Give it the questions, the job descriptions and all of that. So there is a whole lot that is going on, and a whole lot of things that AI is being used for, supporting with building curriculum, and all of that, creating AI assistants that you can chat with, that he can respond to you more like your lecturer. These days, in the advanced world, lecturers are beginning to build AI assistants that they will feed with their ideology, feed with their notes, feed with their publication, and students can use that AI assistant to ask it question, and it will respond to you like your lecturer. Okay, so that saves the lecturer a lot of time, where, of course, he still wants human interaction, but if you just want to know what he would think regarding this subject matter as an expert, you can use his GPT, use his bot or whatever has been created, or a gem on Google Gemini, and it will respond to you. I'm just saying that this is the world where we are today, where there's a lot of infusion of AI into different sectors, customizing and designing personalized learning learning structure for you and all of that. So you don't have to be left behind. You need to embrace it. I think that's where I'll start from, because my strength is a lot on adoption, is to tell you that you need to embrace it. If you don't embrace it, you leave it in the next 2-3 years, you might be left far behind. It's just like the date of digital marketing when it came. People were, how will I sell on Facebook? How will I get business on Facebook? But trust me, people that have built that platform before now and have really learned it, they are cashing out from it and still cashing out from it and building a serious audience. These days, even content marketing or content creation is now a full-time business that people are looking into, right? So AI is no longer just a tool for answering questions. If that's all you know today, hopefully you learn much more and you go deeper. It's not just for asking questions. Like, all people know about AI is ChatGPT. It's far, far more than that. The world has moved. It's a collaborative partner for you synthesizing your knowledge and also automating complex research workflow. As a matter of fact, there are autonomous agents that are being created in this age now, where without human interference at all, it can conduct everything for you, do everything without no human interference. To the extent that even in engineering field like manufacturing and others, you have autonomous agents that can schedule maintenance, notify them about maintenance, trigger maintenance email to people that needs to come and do it, provide them with everything. Like, you can automate the entire process. As much as industrial stuff are complex from A to Z with an autonomous agent without a human touching it. It's a big problem for us because it means that literally jobs are going to be taken off. But the good thing is that as jobs are being taken off, jobs are being created also. So you need to position yourself in the age where we are. So we look deeply on how you can leverage it for academic excellence. So the academic landscape shift, a lot of shifts is going on currently there, from search to, a lot of theses around it. Traditional research relying more on manual keyword searches and hours of fragmented reading to locate data. In fact, before now, during my own time while doing research, I have to go to the library. I go to the library, you look for a whole lot of previous students that possibly have worked on that research, and then, search online and use Google. It was just, somehow then, but I think things have really, really, really changed currently. In 2026, the landscape has changed. In fact, it has introduced what we call even agentic AI, capabilities of executing multi-step research and tasks autonomously, meaning that people are creating agents these days using Zapier, Anything, and different other ones, that can perform, writing a paper as an expert or do a lot of autonomous research without them even doing anything. It will go there to look for the paper. It will come to rewrite. It will edit himself. It will proofread himself. It can even submit it himself for publication and all of that. So a lot is changing. That's to tell you how much things have advanced when it comes to research, and it comes to academic research these days in the age of AI. So success now depends entirely on AI literacy. So people talk about financial literacy, which is important, that you need money to survive. But we are in an age where AI literacy is also a big thing. You need AI knowledge to survive in your industry. You need AI knowledge to survive and do well as a student. It can help you become a better student. My brother shared about the way he used it. I think somebody will share more about the ethical use and all of that. But what AI is meant to do literally is to augment, when it comes to the academic sector. And in the world of adoption, we have something we call, are these things to be automated? Because not all tasks are meant to be automated. And based on the EU AI Act law, education is one of the high risk areas. As a matter of fact, there are certain things you want to do under education that the EU expects that you go through them, get submit a request, get approvals, and the human loop element is very, very important when it comes to the educational sector. Why? Because the educational sector requires a lot of creativity. And we believe that for this sector, AI is not just here to replace, it's here to augment. We're not expecting that AI will replace lecturers so and say, oh, we don't need lecturers anymore. We'll begin to hire robots and all of that. Well, there are a lot of conversations around those. But in this sector, what it's meant to do is to augment, meaning that, it supports you, you understand which are some of the places that requires creativity, and which are the taxes that the kind of tax that possibly they are repetitive tax. There are a lot of manual tax, and then you can start thinking of automating some of those tasks. And then the ones that requires a lot of human thinking, that requires a bit of creativity, you want to not automate it so much so that it can still bring originality also to the work. So AI literacy is an important thing. You need to live here with a desire to become AI illiterate. It is changing fast, so you need to keep up with things. But what I tell people is that when it comes to AI, don't focus too much on even the tools. Focus too much on the principles. Focus so much on the goal. Focus so much on what do you want to achieve and what kind of architecture or system can you build to achieve that. Because today is Anything popular for creating AI agents, Zapier and all of that. Next tomorrow is something else. We recently have the likes of Go High Level that people are also using to do a lot of automation, which looks simpler and easier to use than even Anything. So things are changing very fast, very fast. So the best thing you want to do is not just tools, learn tools, but understand the system. How does AI work? How does an agent work? What are the principles? What are the ethics? What are the frameworks? What are the architecture that I need to design to be able to make this work for me? Very important. So the ability to co-pilot with tools, while maintaining critical thinking. That's what I said. It should not replace your thinking entirely. You want to write, you need to sit down and think. There should be a thinking element that involves your research, understanding what exactly you want to do, what you need to achieve with it, what kind of methodology do you want to use. Then you use AI, to augment your research, to broaden your research and help you see what has been done before, make suggestions to you. But you, at the end of the day, should be the human element to make some strategic decisions also, based on what you want to achieve. Okay, the skill set of the 21st century researcher. I said one is AI literacy, understanding how AI system function at a fundamental level. All right, understand how does this system function? How does cloud, GPT, and others work? Have you thought of it? How do they generate that? You see, the advent of AI has been before now. The last 3, 4, 5 years, what we have had has been the evolution of generative AI. Generative AI, because now humans, we can all use it, anybody can use it. But before now, we have more of AI being leveraged on at an advanced level in machine learning and others, where we cannot just use it generatively to, just recreate things and others based on trained data. Companies use that, and it's expensive. But now we have companies that have invested into it. We have the likes of Cloud, GPT, Manus AI. If you look at those things, the people that are on top of these are people that they have crazy money and they have crazy data, because it's about data. Generative AI just simply means that the ability of it, that this is what you want, it can map it based on numbers and able to say that this is it, and create similar things, recreate things based on the input that you have given to it. Meaning that you give it an input to say, this is this picture. I want you to create a picture like this. It is generative. It is leveraging on that particular input and mapping them based on numbers and data to be able to say, okay, let's create something similar to this. But before now, AI has been used in many, the place of personalization, suggesting, recommendation, as you see even before now in Netflix and different other ones. It is the power of machine learning. Predictions and others are the power of machine learning. But now we're looking at things more from generative AI, where it is the trend where things are beginning to go, and we're beginning to use them in our daily life. It's very powerful. So AI literacy is critical. Just understand the basics of it. Prompt engineering, you want to understand that. Prompt engineering is critical because everything now is about prompts. As a matter of fact, you can become a developer, know how to use SQL and others without you just need to understand the fundamentals of it. Without even you being a pro, you can do so much by just understanding the basics. You just need to prompt. The quality of results that you get in anything you do when it comes to generative AI, it's about prompt engineering. And prompt engineering, you want to tell it to assume a role. You are an engineer, you are an educator, you are a researcher. When you say you are a researcher, when you now say you are an engineering researcher, a scientific researcher, or whatever research you are trying to do, it made it condition himself to say, this is where this is my role. This is what I'm assuming as. Then you give it a context. Give it a context, then give it a task. This is the task I want you to perform. Let it know the outcome that you want. You want it in a Word document. You want it in a code. You want it not more than 500 words. You want it to give to you in a question and answer section and all of that. These are some of the ways you can use to make your prompt better and write better prompt. The science of it is, asking the right and rigorous questions. Use it over and over again, tweak it around, assume the role that you are teaching a young apprentice or something, and you are trying to give it instructions as much as possible, broken down so that it can understand. The more explicit you are and the more clearer you are, the better you can get your results. All right. Prompt engineering is a skill that you want to understand. It is not hard. It's like just talking to your normal friend or normal machines telling it what to do. But you need to be explicit. Let it know the role. Let it know the context. Let it know the task. Let it know the output, what you expect from it at the end of the day. All right. So another one is AI human collaboration. This is critical. In educational sector, I spoke earlier about the EU AI Act law. One critical element is the human element collaboration, because educational sector is regarded to as a high risk sector because of the influence it can have on learning in the next generation and in research and all of that. So it's regarded to as high risk. And one of the way to manage that risk is human loop or human element interaction. It means that you are utilizing AI as a co-researcher, not as a replacement. You are not replacing yourself. You are not replacing you doing the research. What you're trying to do is that you are collaborating with AI. You are leveraging on technology to ensure that you are able to get the right result at the end of the day. You are leveraging on AI as a co-researcher with you. Just look at it that when you are writing a research paper, you have other scientists that are contributing with you, other researchers that are working with you on. You all contribute together, make input and discuss. Look at AI that way. You can even, sometimes I've given idea to it, I'll tell it, critique it. Let me know, is this right? Is it wrong? Let me know your thoughts. All right. So I'm not trying to use it to replace my thinking in a way, but I'm seeing it as a co-researcher, as a co-collaborator with me. If I'm a salesman, for example, I'm trying to sell, I use it as a co-salesman, let me use that word, where I talk to it. Can you tell me what are some of the key things I can tell this person to buy this product? What are some of the key things? How should I start the conversation and all of that? The same way you can use it for your research, is a co-researcher for you while you're trying to, the assignment that is being given to you, you don't need to use it to just completely do, because you won't learn and build your capacity at the end of the day. But question it, ask it question. Why is this it? Why is this? Even if you prompt it and it gives you the response, you want to ensure, because AI can also make mistake, right? You want to ensure that it is right. Tell it to critique it. Ask it, why did you give this as the answer? Why did you use this suggestion? Why did you use this example for me? All right. So those are the ways that you work with it as a co-researcher, as a co-collaborator, and it will help you to get more better results. In fact, research has shown that the first result you get from your prompt are usually not the best results that you can get. The more you go through, the more you reprompt it, the more you ask it more questions, the more you critique it, the more you streamline the research and say, I want you to tailor it towards this, tailor it towards this. The more knowledge base that you can give to it, the better it is. Knowledge base simply means that, let's say you have worked on certain research before, and you have previous research that possibly you have published, and you can say, okay, I want you to mirror these research papers or so that I can understand how you write and, how you possibly want to respond to things or the things you are interested in, so that in its own way of writing or co-researching with you, he can think more like you also and have things a little bit tailored towards that dimension. What I'm trying to say in essence is that AI human collaboration is key. Don't use it to replace yourself. What you need to do is to collaborate with it. Use it as a collaborator, and it will help you to become a better academic person, either as a student or you're a lecturer or whatever you are doing. It will help you to stand out in whatever you're doing. AI literacy, prompt engineering, and human collaboration are three key sets that you have to master and work with in order to leverage on it properly for excellence. All right. So why AI assists in tenses, the human academic provides the original texts. All right. I spoke about knowledge base. All right. The transparent methodology, and also final validation. Let AI not have the final validation. You have to still go through and look at it and see if any changes needs to be made, anything needs to be corrected, any jargon that is here that needs to be removed. So you have the final validation at the end of the day. In the corporate world where I work, not in the academia, when we look at implementing AI, especially in heavy regulated industry, you can't afford to have AI to have the final validation at the end of the day. I share an example with you. I was working on a project at the time, and the project involved using AI to actually, in recruitment process. And if you read the EU AI Act law, it's something that is among the high risks. Why? Because there's a lot of bias. How do you tell that AI should just pick the right candidates, and at the end of the day, it will not be biased. It could choose based on certain things. Now, we wanted to, the unit said, let's feed it with information. But the problem is that if you feed it with information, it ends up choosing the kind of people that previously have been choosing for that role or have been employed from that organization. That makes it to become biased. All right, that limits it. So it's a problem. And one of the things I advised then when we started, I said, if you want to use it just to augment for now. And what I advise is that leverage on AI, let it look for the keywords from that CV, and give and point you to CVs that has a lot of those keywords. First level. If it's comfortable, then we can use it for scoring and say, based on the keywords of the job, and based on the keywords of the job, and also on your CV, let the AI rank based and give a score to the CV so that you can understand that, and then you can pick top 20 or top 30 based on that score. But that is second phase. What I'm trying to say here is ethics. What I'm trying to say here is ensuring that there's that human loop element so that at the end of the day, we avoid bias, eventually. That's just a practical industry explanation that is being used for, and you can leverage that also when it comes to academia, seeing it as a co-researcher and as a co-planner also with you. Let's look at this, the transformation of academic workflow that I did put together, saying that reduction in manual data collection time through agentic workflows. So the whole idea of AI agent, I keep saying, is that it's not replacing you from thinking another thought, but it can replace a lot of manual work. In fact, you can create demo data that you can use for research and all of that through AI and all. You can make things go very fast. You can use AI for review. You can use AI for proofreading. You can use AI to make sure that your citation is done rightly. You can use AI to check some sources to be sure that, especially things like Manus AI, can use that to say, okay, can it, is this source correct, and all of those things. All right, so let's look at the traditional part here, where you have the idea, you go through the literature review, and then you talk about the research, the writing start, and the editing. This is measured in literally months a lot of the time. But here, we have an orchestrated part here where you have the idea, AI assisted discovery in discovering that for you by providing it with prior information on some of the research you want to do or the assignment or what you're looking at. AI supported thesis, and then human analysis. Before it's done, the human analysis element is there where you look at things in life to be sure that it's fine, and then AI writing assistant can write for you at the end of the day, based on your analysis, what you fed with, some knowledge sources that possibly you provided for it. And then AI refinement, AI can write, you can go through, AI can also help with reviewing, proofreading, and refining for you. Things like Grammarly and others can also be used, and many other, literally almost any AI platform also like ChatGPT and others could be used also to go through to proofread and also refine it. This can actually be measured in days or hour. Within a day, if you sit down, you can get this together. Notebook KLM is another one. Google Notebook KLM. Within a day, you can write an amazing paper and all of that. Putting your thought together and all that. Taking sources from different places so that you are not just leveraging on just cloud alone to write or something like that. But you do your research to look for the papers, put the sources together. They can be up to 10 sources. 5 sources related to the things you want, the paper or whatsoever assignment you are trying to do. You put your own view, and at the end of the day, and you prompt it, it will come out with some things for you with the necessary. This can take just within hours and all of that. All right. So takeaway here is that AI does not replace thinking. I said that let it not replace your thinking. This is one of the things that makes us unique, that we are different from robots, are different from machines, is the fact that there is that element of us where we can think deeply, think. Well, I know there are autonomous agents that are coming these days, but however, even in their thinking is based on what we tell them to do, what we tell them to do, what steps we have created, what orchestration layer we've been able to put together to enable them to take action. All right. So it amplifies intellectual productivity. Okay. So let's look at some AI tool stack for academia. For some of the sections today, is to broaden your knowledge and increase your hunger. You go back to sit down to make a lot of research. Some tool stock that I feel that when you are in the academic industry that you possibly need to play around with. I'll need to say also that no single tool does everything. That's just the truth. No single tool does everything. Academic excellence requires orchestrating a tailored ecosystem, meaning that you cannot just use one to possibly, this can help with this, but there are other tools that possibly you can use together to get something better at the end of the day. When it comes to research, for me, Notebook KLM is a very good one. I use it a lot. If there is time, maybe I could open a tab for you to see, but Notebook KLM is something else that you can use. And basically, you pull in your source and bring it together. You can create your guide. You can create your presentation. You can create quizzes. You can create infographics. In fact, you can even create videos using Notebook KLM. All right. And the good thing about it, why I said is good for research, is the fact that you can do it in such a way that it is not pulling information from just from web. It pulls information based on the sources that you provided to it. Meaning that you can download 10 research papers or 5 or something related to what you want to work on. And you tell it that this paper you want it to write or work on, it should be based on these sources alone. All right. And then it will be able to go through them, synthesize them, and pull out something for you eventually. Perplexity is one, very good for research, similar to some of these LLM, but it's known for research a lot, and Licit is also there. In terms of writing and editing, Cloud is good. Cloud is good. I've used GPT, I've used Cloud, but yeah, Cloud has some unique way of reasoning. If I want to work on CV, I want to work on my CV, cover letter or something, I prefer to use Cloud. It has a way of reasoning deeply and coming up with content. When it comes to writing, I think I'll most likely tend towards that. But GPT is also good, also very nice, and the thing with GPT also is the fact that because it has Dale also in it also, you can actually also create some images, create some images also in GPT. If you're not using the paid one, it might have limitation on the number, but you can use it to create some few graphics and images and all of that. And just to add to that also, when you comes to you wanting to create images, infographics, architectural system diagrams that you want to add to your stuff, Things like Nano Banana, I didn't add it here, but Nano Banana is something else. It's a wizard when it comes to creating things related to visuals and all of that. The good thing about Gemini is the fact that it is more modern, means that, you know, when it comes to things around visuals and all of that, you give it to Gemini. All right, you give it to Gemini. So you can leverage on that. So that can also be here. It's I think Gemini can also be used for writing, but as I said, for my writing, I tend towards these ones and all of that. But when it comes to designing infographics, designs, architectural diagrams, wireframes, and others to add to whatever I'm doing, Nano Banana can do well for you. Grammarly is there. You can use it to do a lot of proofreading and editing also. AI agent like Manus AI can really be of help to you. What Manus does, and the unique thing of Manus has been around but not too long, so you can introduce yourself to it also. I think it's owned by Meta. And the good thing about Manus is the fact that it's more like an agent, meaning that you can tell Manus, I want you to go to YouTube, yeah, pull sources from there related to whatsoever, all right, and create, you know, this for me or something. You can literally tell it, maybe, you know, name of a channel, certain things it can go to, the kind of video you should go and search for. For Manus is more like an agent beyond just, you know, like an LNA says, an agent. It can perform tasks for you, not just one task. You can tell it, I want you to go here, take this, pull this, convert it to this, and create this for me. Literally. You can tell Manus, I have this task. I want you to go to this website, I'll go here, do this. I want you to create it in text. Then I want you to convert it also to a presentation. You can do all that together within Manus. So it's more like an agent himself. And it can be very useful to you as a researcher because it can do multi-tasks. It's not just writing like GPT and all of that. It can fetch in certain information from certain places and synthesize things for you, give you output based on what you also want. Okay, so Jen is there, but Manus is a very good one to look at. Presentation and knowledge, Gamma is there. Gamma can really help you. In fact, even PowerPoint can be used now. You know, if you use some of the paid ones for the organizational one, you can prompt it and it can literally fill all the slides for you with the kind of designs that you want. But Gamma is there. Gamma is a nice one. Notion AI can also be used for your presentation, but Gamma is very nice. Notebook KLM also can also help you with that because I also do design a lot of slides also from Notebook KLM. Okay, and I like the thoughts it put. I mean, when it comes to visuals, I think we give it to Google on what they have been doing thus far in this industry. Right, the strategic goal is moving from simply chatting with one tool to orchestrating multiple tools to achieve your results at the end of the day. Okay, so Notebook LM as a personalized brain, I did mention that earlier. Primary academic superpower, grounding, and safe tenses. So, you know, it can source grounded knowledge for you. As I said, you can upload up to 50 sources, PDF, transcript. In fact, you can add YouTube videos on a Notebook KLM. You can upload, you can copy the link of the paper from wherever it is. You can upload a test, or possibly if you have the download of that paper, you know, you can add that. You can add a link to a YouTube video, just different sources, and then it builds a private knowledge base that you can use to answer questions from the document. All right, and this helps in eliminating hallucinations because you are not giving AI to just use anything it can find anywhere from the web. What you are trying to do basically is to say, hey, I want you to pull from these sources. What we do in the corporate world when we are creating a chatbot or some element, and it involves knowledge base, is that, for example, I did work on a project where it involves creating a chatbot for that for an organization that will help them to answer questions. So questions that people go to ask HR a lot of times. How many weeks paternity leave do I have? How many weeks leave do I have? This and that. You know, simple questions about policies and other within the organization. And HRs have to be fixing meetings with you and stay in meeting to hear what is not necessary. So like, okay, let's create a chatbot that answers a lot of the frequently asked questions. And this involves working with the HR team to provide the questions and all of that. And then we trained the chatbot, instead of it pulling its answer from the web, it pulls its answer from the knowledge base that we provided to it, meaning that the knowledge base can be, if you are using things like custom Copilot Studio, for example, you know, you can add your knowledge base in PDF, or it can pull it from the storage online, and then it answers information from there. That brings to the thing you heard about, things like RAG, retrieval augmented rated, whereby instead of it just responding to customers or responding to things based on what it can find on web, to provide it with a link to either an ERP or any of these systems where you embed them, and what it does is that it pulls this information up from there. What I'm trying to say here in essence is that you can provide your source-grounded information knowledge base that Notebook KLM can pull answers from, rather than providing generic answers that it creates. It makes it unique, and whatever you are doing unique. All right. Verifiable citations. Every response includes direct link, all right, to specific pages. And that's one thing you can find in Notebook KLM. So you can verify where it cited it from the sources. Okay. Modal study 8, as I said earlier, Google are very great when it comes to visual. So generate targeted quizzes, as I said, study guides, you know, about 10-minute AI audio can be created. You know, it's interesting. Like, you can create a paper, you can decide to create a summarized 10 minutes audio of it and share with people to listen. You can even create a video of it for about 8 minutes or nearly 10 minutes too also, but the video are more of like video that it uses, you know, both your slide and then audio voice under, and that accelerates a whole lot of things for you. But what is changing? Manus AI for autonomous execution, I did mention that. I just speak of you that you can use. I use it a lot. Primary academic superpower, execution, and wide research. Some of the things there is the fact that top tier performance, you know, it's benchmark this for there, and then complex reasoning system there, and multi-step task execution, really. So it can do a lot for you. I think I did explain that already. Autonomous scoping automatically finds, categorizes, summarizes the top cited papers in any feed to identify the gaps. That's amazing. That's how far it goes. It can research and pull the papers for you. Let's imagine you can use Manus AI, pull in all the papers for you, link to them. You can decide to download them or copy the link and bring them to places like Notebook KLM that will now synthesize things for you and rewrite a paper for you just based on those sources. Complex data analysis, all right, so you can process raw data sets to generate interactive dashboard and statistical trend. Then you can build dashboard using Manus AI. Actually, you can build dashboard and then you can decide that you want to host it with your unique link, or you can use their link like that. They publish it and you can share the link also directly with people to see from your research. It's amazing. You can build a dashboard based on that, and then publish it and share it with people to read. You know, if you want to host it, then you can go. If you don't want to host it, you can use their free link there. Just publish the link and make it available for people to access. Okay. You know, output ready results. You know, it can deliver clean formatted Markdown tables, Excel file. You can tell it, I want you to give this to me in Excel. That's the sweet thing also about Manus. I want it in Excel file. I want it chat ready for publication and inclusion. All right. So you remember one of the things about AI said is prompting, and it's about information you provide to read, instruction you give to read, and what exactly you are looking at. I mentioned cloud also, and I told you that as the augmented partner. You can use it a whole lot. It's super powerful reasoning and style. So capable of ingesting entire books of this dissertation for deep cross-chapter structural analysis, superior logical reasoning. I give it to Cloud for that. Nuanced academic writing for writing, yes, it's amazing. And so you can actually leverage on that. I know some of you are already using that, so I'm not going to spending so much time on those ones. So in terms of you elevating research writing through AI assistant, I mentioned earlier that you can build an AI assistant that you can use to do something. One of the free ones you can try is something called Gemini Gem, or it's just like both. The way you have GPT, as they said in ChatGPT, in Gemini they call it Gem, and you can create it even with your free Google account. Just search for Gemini or Gem Manager. You go there, you can create a bot, train it, provide it with certain papers or certain knowledge base that you want based on what you're doing. I give you a practical example. One of the ones I've done recently was, as a project manager managing different kind of project, one of the things I need to do every week, I need to write report to the management, and sometimes I do 1-2 reports in a week. I felt like, okay, it takes me a lot of time to put all the different stuff, rough notes I've gathered all over together, and then used it. So I created a bot. What I do there, what that bot helps me to do is to tell you that I want you to create this thing for me as a report. And at the end of the report, based on my rough note, categorize this thing into an overview, what have been achieved for the week, what we are blocked with, what is in progress, what we are planning to do next, and what are our next steps. All right. So instead of me always going through and be thinking, should I put this one on that next step? Should I put this one? I already built a bot with specific instruction on what to do. Part of the knowledge base of it is that the previous ones I've done before, like 2, 3, 4, 5 of them, I fed them into the knowledge base so that it can mirror the knowledge base and provide my output for me. All right. You can try that out with a Google Gem, and create something free, feed it its knowledge base, give it certain instructions, the instruction, which is the prompt I said. And in the prompt, I told it, I said, do not assume anything. Do not add anything that is not in the note I have given to you. I was straight with my instruction. Don't assume. Don't put something that is not in this note that I've given to you. And I told it in my instruction, I said, if you need clarification from me, please ask before making any inputs. This is prompting, this is instruction, and that's the power of AI. Is how much of instruction, look at that, myself and somebody can be doing the same thing, but based on the context, based on the rules, we call it guide rails. If you are familiar with the term in AI governance, they call it guide rails. Means that you are using that to guide the output. This is what I want. And one of the things it helps with that is to reduce what we call hallucination. Hallucination is when an AI begins to assume some things and begin to create things and add things that possibly are not even part of it. They also make mistakes. All right. So AI significantly improves the mechanics of research writing. I did mention that it enhances clarity and structural flow of complex ideas, perfect grammar, and ensures a consistent formal academic tone. Okay, support rigorous arguments, development, and logic coherence. All right, so it can also refine for you your output. It can help you create a raw draft and then look at it and then you create that. The golden rule is that AI is an assistant, never a replacement. It should refine and augment the presentation of your ideas, but the original intellectual contribution and core texts must remain entirely human. Please don't forget this. With the bot I told you I created, the bot does not send the presentation, does not send the report directly to the management. It comes to me. When he's done with it, I look at it, I review it to say, oh, I'm comfortable with it before it goes, so that I don't end up losing my job. So I don't just say, oh, do, and then no. I as someone that understands adoption and a few other things, is the fact that I believe that a time will come that I can automate it autonomously and said you should send it out. But I would have tried it if not nearly 100 or 200 times, and it's been correct 100% or 99% correct, or 98 or 99% correct over that span before I can build the confidence to say I'm confident enough with my bot or with my gem or with my GPT that it can automatically send mail on my, just work on it and send email on my behalf, and I'm rest assured that I won't lose my job eventually. Okay, so scaling, teaching excellence, and educator efficiency, automated feedback, some of the things that you can it can empower the educators to deliver high quality instructional skill. Automated feedback, providing immediate, highly detailed critique on student drive. One of the things you can use AI to do is to critique your work. In fact, when it gives me an idea, I tell it again, prompt it, could you please critique these ideas? Does it look achievable? What are some of the challenges involved? Why do you think this will not be possible? Critique it. When you say, oh, give me 10 business ideas that I can do in the city of Ibadan, it will give you wonderful ideas. Critique it. Let it critique its ideas. Let it tell you the pros and the cons, why this will work and why this would not work. So one of the things you can do is that you have a draft, use it, let it critique it and tell you what is wrong and what is not wrong there. It can even suggest recommendation to you, and then you can infuse the recommendation or review and implement the recommendation. Teaching assistant, handling routine syllabus and administrative queries. You can see, personalized learning, adapting materials and study aids. We already discussed this. People are using it. A lot of edutech industries are using that now. They will ask you a few questions. Based on the answers that you provide, they can produce a personalized learning methodology for you based on how many hours you have a week to commit to that learning. You will see it in some of these edutech platforms now. They are beginning to use that. Grading support. Remember, I said support. So there are things used that helps also with supporting with that also. All right. The ethics of responsible AI use. I won't go too deep because someone else will go much into the ethics, but I just want to leave you with a few things when it comes to responsible AI use. It's called things around integrity, called things around hallucinations, which I've mentioned over and over, bias and transparency. Transparency is you being transparent, about the source of it. Explicit disclosure, you want to do that. It's a new stuff. Clearly disclose the use of AI tools in your methodology. In advanced words, it's beginning to be acceptable. Mitigate bias. I mentioned about bias over and over again, and that can be mitigated by ensuring that your data is well-rounded, to make sure that your data is not limited to certain group. If you are doing a global research, for example, you can't be using papers by scientists from Africa alone, and you want to get a global view. You want to check around Asia, North America, South America, Europe, and see if their papers have been published by people around there to get a well-grounded view concerning that subject matter. That helps you in mitigating bias. In the corporate world, what we do is to increase our testing and our test cases as much as possible so that we can mitigate bias. Rigorous verification, always cross-check AI-generated fact citations, data against original sources. You can check a few just so you are sure, and intellectual ownership. Of course, you can retain accountability for the final output as much as it is augmented. That's why I say augmented. It's still your work. You work around it. You determine the output at the end of the day also. Okay, so moving gradually so that if there's questions and all of that, the future of AI and higher education by 2030, there is a research that is saying that 32 billion, is projected institutional spending in AI education by 2030. $32 billion. That is crazy. That is the amount of spending that It's been forecasted that will be going into education spending when it comes to AI. It shows that it's not something to joke with. It shows that it has come to stay, and it's something that you need to begin to embrace and look at what can be used for. So I expect dedicated AI research assistant. I already mentioned that for scholar, personalized AI tutors, and for every student. All right. And the normalization of AI enhanced, research discovery and fully AI generated immersive learning simulation. So that is ongoing and things that you need to note. The slide there is just to let you know that there is a huge market, there's a huge investment that is going into it, and more is going to go into it. So the AI excellence framework in practice, integrate AI into your daily scholarly workflow. So these are some of the things I've listed. One, you discover. I did mention that already. Discover. You want to know what exactly you want to do. So you deploy AI agents like Manus and others to explore vast literature landscape and advise critical research gaps. All right. So you discover. The whole idea here is that you discover, do your research, discover what exactly do you want to do or do you want to achieve. Two, you want to have an understanding, and to utilize AI like Notebook LM to explain complex concepts and summarize extensive readings for you. So it summarizes this reading, gives you a summary so that it gives you an understanding of it, and then you have a deep grasp. People are doing research that they don't even understand because it is the age of AI. People are writing papers that if you wake them up and ask them questions about the paper, or they go and present the paper, they can even fumble because they don't even understand what it's all about. That's bad. As we said, AI shouldn't replace you, but it should augment and co-create and co-research with you. Okay. Three is that you want to create, use AI to overcome the blank page, drafting rough outlines and structuring initial thoughts. All right. Then you refine, you partner with AI, like Cloud and others to edit, improve academic tone, strengthen logical flow. You also read, give your own input, make certain correction, reprompt again if it needs to get a desired result. Verify, that's important. Apply rigorous human review. Here this is you taking your time to go through. Some people finish writing papers and all of that. Notebook LM done a good job, Manus and all of that. And then the next thing you do, you just want to publish. You don't even want to go through a paper that you want to publish for people to read. That's laziness too on its own. That's not good, right? AI has done the job now. You have co-created with it. You are not even trying to go through to see certain things that might need change, adjustment, cross-checking all fact, and asserting final critical judgment. Okay, this is important, and this is something you need to look into. Key takeaway here is that the future scholar is AI augmented. All right, the ultimate truth of this paradigm shift here is that AI is not going to replace the academics, from my own belief. However, academics who expertly orchestrate AI will significantly outperform those who do not. That is the truth. No matter your career today, even if you're a musician, you must know how to use AI. There's things like Sonar AI in this age that can even create music for you. You can use Sonar to create song, write song for people. People are using Sonar AI to become musicians, become AI musicians. Let me use that word, and put their music out there and earn money from it. That's the way the world is going currently. There are AI music movie producers. People are producing full-blown AI movies these days. Full-blown AI movie. They are not paying cast. They are not renting space for location, and they are producing movies on YouTube to make money from it. So things are changing the way things are being looked at, the way things are being done before. The goal of these tools is never, the automation of thinking, as I said, shouldn't take your thinking away, but support you and help you in creating and help you to be better in the industry you are. As a lecturer, as a student, you become an A-flyer better because you can leverage on technology to go deeper and to do so much more. The true power of this technology lies entirely in the augmentation of human intelligence. Don't forget that. All right. Thank you so much. Last slide. I do have a free ebook here that I did write recently. So the link is there. It's called the 15 Essential AI Tools for Maximum Productivity and Business ROI. So it's something that you possibly want to do. I did experimentation by looking at a lot of tools in the market and then came up with some top 15, I believe, based on certain things you want to do. It doesn't cover the industry, but of course, there are tools that you can use. So feel free to download. Maybe I can add the link to the chat also. And then if Toby wants, I can share with him, maybe if he wants to send an email after this to you guys so that you can access and download it for free. I think I'll stop there. I hope you've gained value. I hope you've learned something. I hope this has helped you to just know how to use it beyond just ChatGPT and others, but seeing how to use it well, and leverage it also for academic excellence. Thank you so much for your audience. And if there is any question before I leave, I'll be more than happy to take them. Thank you.
If you know you've gotten something from this session, can we give it to Mr. Victor? Let's give him the emoji. I can see Bolo Atife, I can see Glory. Yeah. Let's give it to him. Wow, I can see Sylvia. Okay, I can see. Yeah, Charles, I can see Charles. Okay, we have people with questions. Okay, I can see B-Raf. I can see Timileyin. So, okay, now, quick one. You just unmute your mic and you just ask Mr. Victor your question. B-Raf. B-Raf, are you there? Okay, the second person, I think, similar. Okay, raise them. Let me check. Okay, Charles, do you have any question?
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you, Victor. Thank you so much for the session. I believe you can hear me, right?
Yes, I can hear you. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Thank you so much for the session. Powerful session. I really got a lot of nuggets from your session. Thank you so much. You said I want to make reference to what you said, then now ask question based on that. So you said that we should always we shouldn't conclude we should not allow AI to conclude our work. Yeah. So in order to avoid that, what we want to do, what should we do? I mean, how should we do it? And then your work is really good, but I actually thought that it would be exceptional if it was like a hands-on kind of you know um, um, session, like where we'll be seeing your screen, where you'll be taking us to all these tools and and be showing us what to do and all those kind of things, because there are a lot of people that don't really know how to use all these tools.
Yeah, we'll
But
do with that.
But of course, I know that YouTube is there. We could go to YouTube and yeah. But so you said we should not use AI to conclude. So how do we achieve that? Yeah.
All right, thank you. So the first thing, just on you've already mentioned that you can use YouTube and all of that. The thing also is that you can't take someone all through all of this platform in a 1 hour section. If we go to Notebook KLM alone, I'm sure even the 1 hour in trying to do different things will not be enough at the end of the day. All right. So definitely, if we are going to do that, we can't even do anything. So the whole idea here is to expose your mind, is to let you know what is possible. As a student, as an academia, one of the things you learn is research. So you go back to sit on it. Now you've learned about Notebook KLM. I expect after this, go and search for Notebook KLM, sit on it 1 hour, 2 hours, experiment with it, and then you learn. I hope that answers that part. in the other part of me saying you should not let it conclude for you, yes, that is where the place of you reviewing and verifying and co-creating with it comes. You shouldn't have the final say because it can be wrong. AI make mistakes. So this means that you need to read it, you need to go through it, you need to critique it. You can still use the same AI to critique it, tell it to critique the work for you and all of that. You will see it will, go back and forth and tell you stuff and all of that. You can even go to another AI tool like Cloud or something, critique it there again, then sit down and read through. What I'm trying to say is that because of the advent of AI, it has made people in the academia also very lazy, meaning that they don't sit down to go, they want to even write an entire paper and you have used AI to be done. You don't want to go through, you don't want to check the recitation. Is it correct? You don't want to even look at the data itself that have been analyzed and look at it yourself from your point of view. Or can you even use Excel and do a bit of the analysis a bit and see if this thing is correct or not? So what I'm saying is that let it not be the final verifier. It is an augmenter. It is augmenting your work. It is a co-researcher. It's a collaborator. It shouldn't be the final one to have a say. If you approve a publication or approve an assignment that you want to submit, if there is an issue, you won't go and be telling them, I'm sorry, the research, this thing is this because it is AI that made that mistake. It makes you look somehow dull or not professional, or I don't want to use a harsh word, as the professional that you are. All right. So what is expected of you is to go through as much as possible. Spend your time to read it, because if you don't read it, you don't digest it. How will you know that it makes some mistake, or how will you know that you need to make some certain corrections? You won't know. So go through. The work is being done for you. Before now, you spend months to put things together over and over. But now in 2 days, 3 days, you can put it together. If it takes you another 3 days or 4 days to go through, make correction, make comment, and then go back to review, I don't think it's that bad. But sometimes people are lazy and they don't do that, and I think it's bad. As I told you about my own work, creating a boat, it does not send it directly to the management. When it's done, it shares with me. I go through and make changes where I need to make changes. Do you get what I mean? I correct it. Oh, this thing is not right, and all of that. And before sending it, because if you are using even Cloud, you will see there, they will tell you AI is liable to make mistake. Just to put that disclaimer there so that things don't happen and you lie on AI and say it's AI that you get what I mean. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Victor. The next person, I can see Gabriel. You have a question, Gabriel?
Yes, I have a question.
Okay, quick one. Just take the
Good
question.
afternoon. Yeah, sorry, I came very late. I was in another workshop. By the time I finished and I came on, you have done with the thing. So thank you for actually putting this together. My first question is there a recorded version? Then the second question is, do you have any other offer, maybe a training after this? Thank you.
Yeah, actually, the session is being recorded, and a training after we are just doing this one to train. But if you want us to train you, it's something we can discuss later. That won't be an issue. Does that answer your question?
Yes, it does. Okay. Maybe when I go through the recorded version, I will take the next step. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Okay, Olakunle, do you have a question? Raphael, are you there? Yeah, I think Ralph and Olakunle, they don't have questions. I think that's all as regards questions. So, Mr.
My hand is raised up. You did
Okay.
not call me.
So sorry. Boluwatife, so sorry. Okay.
It's okay. Thank you, sir. Can I go on?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Victor, for the wonderful class. And thanks for the gifts too. I've gone on that page. It took me to Substack, but I'm unable to download it. It's just the image that is there. And it's telling me to subscribe. I've subscribed, but there is no download icon for me to get the ebook.
Okay, I'll have to check. Yes, it's source tech because I run a newsletter. So the book is a free gift and then it gives you that. So, but I will need to check if there is that's surprising. I'll check. I'll check. Maybe while on the call, I can still check and I can drop it before leaving, or I can always share it with Toby. And maybe when he's sharing the recorded version, he can share the correct link. But thank you for flagging that out. Yeah, thank you.
Hello, I was trying to unmute. I have question.
Okay, Olakule, you can go ahead.
Okay, actually, I really believe in this and I appreciate this gathering, and I mean the organizer. So now I'm doing a master's degree program, a master's in public health, and I use AI as assistant. So what I want to now say is that, okay, our school allow when you submit an assignment or your work discussion, or what they say is it must not be more than 30% turnitin AI detection. But when I did an assignment, because I always do a rigorous work, just like the speaker said, at the end of the day, I did not use humanizer, and Turnitin gave me 98. But my school actually accepted it, though it's against their rule. When the markers went through it, they still accepted it. Now, my question is that I actually did just exactly like the speaker said. What do we do in that case? Because I don't really believe in using humanizer too much, because I'm not using AI directly as putting garbage in, garbage out. I do my research, compile, read, and do some reading. So what do we do in that situation, sir?
Well, at 90 something, that's really a lot, to be sincere. But what I did explain earlier is that one, things like Notebook KLM could help in such a way that the sources you are pulling it from are actually not just web. You are limiting it also based on it's just like you're trying to write a write a research paper, and you read different papers to be able to come together to build that paper. You leverage on each on previous ones. So Notebook LM can actually help a whole lot with that, because you can limit your source not just to like a cloud that can pull anything from the source from the web, but now it pulls it based on the sources that you provided. So if you look at it, that's why I kind of reference it more here, because you guys are more in the academia industry, and so it's important that you are a bit careful and you leverage on things that can reduce that a little bit, and you can determine where it is referencing it from. I don't know if you get, like, it's not just referencing it from the web, but it's based on certain papers that possibly you've put together related to that topic. So that's where work comes in. That's where you are collaborating. You are not just telling cloud that write me a paper on the impact of population growth or so in Nigerian's economy and all of that. And then cloud, of course, we write for you, but it's like AI will bring out different things, but it's different from where you took your time to do some research online, either through Google or using Manus AI to draw a few papers, a few sources. You even go to YouTube. Possibly there are lectures that have been delivered in YouTube about subject matter, and you pull link even from YouTube. And then you have written something else, even if it's 2-3 papers that you have written personally, you also uploaded it as your source. It is going to synthesize all these particular source you have done to create your paper. It is definitely not going to be like the one where you are using Cloud or ChatGPT and just trying to prompt it and tell it to just write for you and all of that. I don't know if you get that.
I guess, sir. I guess, sir. Thank you very much, sir. So that means I should go and learn how to use that notebook more.
Yeah, I think it can be useful for you as a researcher.
Okay.
And the good thing, as I said, is that, and remember, you are giving it sources. The sources
Okay,
can
sir.
be YouTube videos. You look for YouTube videos where somebody presented a lecture regarding that particular subject matter also. So it can bring all of those things together, and then you tell it that you should ensure that the writings does all comes from these sources, and it should not use just anything you can find from the web. So instruction is also important when using AI.
Thank you very much, sir. I get it.
All right.
Okay, I think that's all as regards questions. So, Mr. Victor, do you want to just say something before we end this session?
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity. I think thanks you guys also for the questions and all of that. I would just say, and as I keep saying, is that don't just use AI as a final thing to your final verifier, and don't just use AI to just do your stuff. Let it not take your thinking away. Your thinking must be there. The correct methodologies of writing paper and doing research, we all know it before the time of AI is there. Let it still be followed. But the only thing is that you are using a tool as technology as a leverage, as a co-researcher. Remember the topic it said leveraging AI. So you are leveraging it. It's not the only thing that you're using to achieve academic excellence, either as a writer or as a student. It's a leverage. So just use it well, balance it, let it not replace your thinking. Use it for research. Use it for research that can bring innovation even to you, to your work, to the classroom, and all of that. And I would just say that embrace it. Is the reality of where we are. The world is embracing it. We saw what was happening in the war and how technology is being used. We heard about China, how they are trying to use that. So a lot is just going on in that space, and everybody is making use of it and accepting it. So do not be left behind, but make sure that you use it well. You use it as a co-researcher, you use it as a collaborator, and those just depend on it to do all your work. That is where you are going to run into a lot of problems, and it kills your creativity and your thinking and even your intelligence at the end of the day. So thank you so much. I'm on LinkedIn, so see name Victor Saleh. You can always connect with me on LinkedIn. I think the link I shared now should be working. So feel free, just a free ebook. I have a newsletter that I always write once in a while about that. If you have that, have the ebook with your email, you can always receive that also. And yeah, we can feel free to stay in touch. Thank you so much. And yeah, I'm sure other ones will be other facilitators will be coming, and you will get to learn a lot from today. Enjoy the rest of the event. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Toby, for the invite too. Yeah.
You're welcome. Thank you so very much, Mr. Victor. Can we give it to Mr. Victor?
Thank you.
Let's give it to him. Let's give it to him. Let him feel the love. Let him feel the love. Let him feel the love. Yeah. That's good. That's good. That's good. Yeah, one of the things Mr. Victor said, he said, AI must not replace your thinking. And we always say this, the differentiating factor between people who are going to win in this AI age is the quality of their thoughts. So, and if you depend on AI for everything, the quality of your thought will be limited because this is solution age. So quick one, we just do a quick practical. Mr. Victor mentioned about Google Gems and the likes. So I will run us through how we can create our own personal AI assistant for anything for free. For anything, this use case, you can use it for anything. Like Mr. Victor said, he created something for his own work. So we are going to be creating a study strategy assistant. I love strategy. So I'll be sharing my screen just in 5 minutes to get that one done. So another thing we'll be learning prompt engineering. Can we see my screen? Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir. Your screen is visible.
Yes, I can.
That's interesting. Now, like another thing Mr. Victor said, he said, is the ability to combine different tools. I use ChatGPT, I use Cloud, I use quite a lot of different tools. So I'll just use Cloud as an example. The way I write my prompt, if I want to do anything. So like, for instance, this is Cloud. I'll just say rewrite, because it says something about prompt engineering. The quality of the input will determine the quality of the output. So AI knows how to write prompt better than me. So that I won't stress myself, I'll just say rewrite this prompt for Cloud. Because I'm using Cloud, you can use, if I use ChatGPT, you can use ChatGPT for impact and effectiveness. So what I'm trying to tell Cloud is that I'm going to give you something, I'm going to give you a prompt, rewrite this prompt. Now, what is the prompt? You are my study strategy assistant. Your job is to help me. You understand? So now, the responsibility of Cloud is just help me to rewrite this prompt for effectiveness. Now, I run it, wait for Cloud. Are we following?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, if you are following me, let me hear. I'm following.
I'm following, sir.
Yeah, that's nice. That's interesting. I can see the emoji. So now Cloud is helping me to rewrite.
I'm following, sir.
Yeah, Cloud is now helping me to rewrite the prompt. So that I won't need to stress myself thinking, how do I write this prompt? AI can do it better than me. So that I can get the best. Now look at what Cloud has. Now look at it. Key improvements. Cloud is still working. Imagine. Now look at what Cloud gave me. I just gave Cloud something small. Look at what Cloud is bringing. Study strategy assistant, role definition. From that simple thing, you understand? All I need to do is to just copy it. You understand? Once I copy it, I go to Gem. Let me share my screen. I go to Gemini. Okay, before going to Gemini, let me just say, okay, like Mr. Victor said, using what Mr. Victor taught us, he said the first prompt is not always the best. I must say, thank you for the prompt. Thank you. Thank you for this prompt. But this is the way I talk to AI. I believe it can be far better for maximum effectiveness. I'll send it. Look and see, you are right. Let me diagnose. Okay, if you go back again, restructure it to give me something powerful and better. But I prefer using ChatGPT because ChatGPT most times you don't run out of credit. But when you are using Cloud, you run out of credit even though you are paying them. But ChatGPT does not do that. So while we wait for Cloud to give us a very solid structure, I will share my. Let's go to Gemini. Okay. Now this is Gemini. Now, if you don't have Gemini, based on what Mr. Victor said, Gemini is from Google. So if you want to create a Gem is like your personal assistant for a particular task. You just click on Gems. Can we see my screen?
Yes,
okay.
sir. I can see your screen.
Okay, that's very good. Now, this is Gem Manager. All I need to just do, very simple and direct. So that if it is that you want it to be your biology teacher for people in secondary school, you want it to be your chemistry teacher, use case. If you're in the university, you know what to do. So that in Germany, when you want to create the gems, we have different things. We have the name, we have the description, we have the instruction. Like Mr. Victor said, he gave you the instruction. Don't go and be picking information outside what I've given to you. So we want to do study assistant. Study assistant. That's the name. Any random description. Help me with my studies. Simple. Now I'll go back to my cloud to see. Now cloud is done. Cloud is not done. Now I now copy everything cloud has given me. This I'm just doing it because of our time, just for experiments. I copy everything cloud has given me. I go to description. I paste everything here. I paste everything here. You can see I'm doing nothing. I'm working with AI. Now what's to, because I'm looking at study assistant, I will click on guided learning because that's what I'm looking for. Now, if I have any, maybe I have journals, I have documents, I have anything I want to add to it. All I just need to do, this knowledge base, all I need to do is to add files. I click on add files. I go to my folder. I upload everything that is needed. I add it to it, and all I just need to do is to click on save. Is that simple? Can we see it? Are we there?
Yes, sir.
So it's quite very simple. So with this now, I have my own study assistant. If I want to do anything, all I just need to do is to just go on, start chatting. Study assistant, help me with my studies. Let me just say, help me with what can someone give me something that is complex? Something that is complex. Let me call someone's name. Let me call someone. Okay, let me call Chinedum. Chinedum. Can you give me something that you think is complex that we can just experiment with?
Like a question.
Okay, the question is now we have the equation. Okay, let me just use help me with okay, most of us are from Nigeria. History, Nigeria, politics. Help me understand the history of Nigerian politics. So I run it so that to help you structure your study of, you can see, this is not to is to help me to know about the history of Nigerian politics. So you can actually apply this to anything. Don't forget, I went to cloud. You can use ChatGPT. Just go rewrite this prompt. If you are using ChatGPT, just say rewrite this prompt for ChatGPT for effectiveness and impact. In the front, you just put, I want to do XYZ, and it's going to help you create a very solid prompt. Once you create a solid prompt, based on what we're taught, you tell it, okay, thank you for the first one. It can be better. The second one will be massive. If you have time, you go through it. If it is not what you are interested in, you can still correct it. You understand? And from there, I have something. I have my study assistant strategies that will help me to study, that will help me with anything I want to study, whether it is a undergraduate, postgraduate, any level. But I did not put context because I don't need it. At my own level, if I want to use that, I can. For instance, I have quite a lot for it. I have quite a lot of gems here. I have gems for people who want to apply for this and that, this and that. You understand? So I believe if you know that you've gotten something from that short session, just put it in the chat. I've gotten something. Put it in the chat. I've gotten something. Put it in the chat. I've gotten something. If you know that it is clear, yeah, I can see Felix. Yeah. So now that is the way to create your personal gem. Very straightforward. Very straightforward. No stress. You understand? No stress. One thing about AI, your ability to prompt, and you can now use AI to help you in prompting. You understand? So that you will save yourself all those stress. So now that's it. So you can use it for your research. You can use it for anything. So that is our, okay, let me just share this. Okay, I can share it. Let me share it with us. Let me try. I will share this with us so that we can use it in our personal. For those people in secondary school, those people in undergraduate, you can use it while studying. I will add it to the link I'm going to send to us after the program. So yeah, we've spoken quite a lot about different artificial intelligence tools. But I must confess to you, your ability to understand your boundaries is quite very important so that you won't put yourself into trouble. Like one of the people who asked the question said, he said, it's showing 98%. In some schools, that's failure. You can't try it here. 98%, they will cancel that. They will tell you to receipt for it. And if you are going to receipt, that is, you cannot get more than 50. That means that course is let my people go. You understand? So the next session we are going into now, we are going to be talking about ethics, because it's important when it comes to, we'll be talking about ethics when it comes to artificial intelligence, because it's quite important for us to know where to draw the boundary that, okay, I can't go past this line. So the person that is going to be helping us in the facilitation of this session is Mr. Felix Uriye. Mr. Felix Uriye is a consultant when it comes to research. He has close to a decade experience consulting for people both in undergraduate, postgraduate, even at PhD level. He has consulted for people locally and internationally. So he has the idea when it comes to research, ethics, when it comes to AI, what schools are looking out for, where you won't, what you need to do for you not to put yourself in trouble. So I want us to, with energy, emoji, different emojis, let's welcome Mr. Felix Uriye to take the floor. Let's give it to him. 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 Let's give it to Mr. Felix. Let's give it to him. Let's give it to Mr. Felix. So, Mr. Felix, you have the floor, sir.
All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Toby Bentley. Can you hear me loud and clear, please?
Yes, yeah,
we can hear you.
Oh, all right. Thank you. Thank you for this section, and I think Mr. Victor has left. I've known Mr. Victor for many years, and that was a powerful section. He has actually said a whole lot as regards some ethical aspect as regards use of AI. Can you see my slide? Please confirm. Can you see my slide? Can you see my screen?
Yeah, we can see your screen, sir.
Okay, thank you so much. So I'll be discussing briefly on using AI ethically in your academic life. I've been a writer for the past 10 years, but professionally I've been writing for about 7 years. And like as Mr. Toby said, I've written for various cadres of people. And one of my core focus are actually people in the United Kingdom, US, Canada, and I could tell you I've experienced a lot. Even for the advent of AI as 2022, 2023, um, we've always had issues as regards what we're actually facing in that aspect of writing has been plagiarism. Then AI came in, schools were not focusing attention as regards AI. So students were able to submit drafts, their project, their thesis. Writers became lazy. Students became very lazy, and they just um, do what they like. Then Turnitin came in and brought a detection model, a tool in which we no longer check for plagiarism. With Turnitin now, we're able to detect for percentage of your AI in your work, and several students were were confused. We have some face panel. I could give various stories when it comes to student facing panel as regards plagiarism, students losing their admission in United Kingdom, in US. It's not a funny experience. I've had stories in which lecturers actually are expelled. Some doctors are expelled from their institutions because of abuse of these tools. So I want to bring to you that AI is no longer the future, rather it's our present. From the use of ChatGPT, Cloud AI, Copilot, these tools are in our domains. They are in your study sessions. They're in our classrooms. I've had stories in which tests are given in class and students are basically using their phone to answer tests in their classes, and these are interesting, and also they are very bad. Sincerely, they are bad. And the question is, should I use AI or not, or how should I use AI rightly? So for me, because when the AI pool came out, at a point, I was not interested. I did not want to use it at all because I felt I might get lazy because I'm the type that likes working. My company name is Writing Worker. We consult for international students globally. So we I love to work. I love to read. I like to do my due diligence about any paper. I can defend it anywhere. But I see some of my colleagues within few hours, few days, be able to produce same materials, same quality of paper as I'm using that same tool, and they use it ethically. Then I had to sit back and say, okay, how can I use AI ethically? How? And if I should ask us in this class, I'm very sure several of us has used AI. A lot of us for the past 1 week. Even I'm very sure some of us today have used AI. So let's move to this. The numbers don't lie. Just few days ago, Turnitin released the reports that nearly 1 in 7 English language academic submissions now contains AI. About 80% are AI generated content. Students, lecturers, it's terrible, a terrible fact. And comparing this data to 2023, it was about 3.3%. Look at the jump. 2023, we had 3.3% AI submitted content. 2026, we have 80%. So here is a critical update in just a few days ago. And if we ask students today, we submit your project, you'll be shocked because one thing Turnitin has done is that Turnitin has updated their model. We know there's these funny things we students like to do, that they feel that they are smart. There are some other AI tools that can help you humanize your what's it called your write-up, your research. I bring you bad news. Turnitin has updated their model. So your humanized content can be detected. Your humanized AI content can be detected by Turnitin. So this brings to bear to us, what are the key issues? The key issues we face as regards use of AI. First is plagiarism, because let me know, plagiarism, AI hallucination, inaccurate or fabricated references. You see, these issues are of concerns. People believe that oh, if I use AI, don't be plagiarized. I think someone in this section said he submitted a text and he had 98% plagiarism. I put it to you. We should have a one-on-one section. I will show you how you plagiarized. It's no, most students do not understand the concept of plagiarism. What is plagiarism? Plagiarism simply means you copy someone else's data or information without appropriately referencing it. And then one thing you should understand is AI also plagiarize. So you think that you can just use AI to give information and you can go and submit and you are safe. You are not. Which is why you should understand how to use AI ethically to avoid plagiarism. Because AI can simply go to someone else's article, copy it, or just rephrase one or two things from there and give it to you. And as a student, you just garbage in, you garbage out, and you think you are fine. Another key issue we also face is AI hallucination, which also means that fabricated content. See, AI can give you boldly give you wrong information. And if left unchecked, you would think you are right, whereas you are in trouble. I've had cases you check, ask AI for certain information, and you are seeing the answers and wondering, no, this is not right. Based on my expertise, this information is false. Well, most times, students or researchers do not give due diligence to cross-check the data, the informations gotten from these tools. You don't, because AI is prone to produce fabricated content. I tell you, most times, even AI has issues in detecting real content from from false content, because AI works based on informations in the database, and in database we have true content, we also have false content. AI just simply takes both content and give you something. So it brings concerns that as a researcher, as a writer, or as a lecturer, as whoever you are in your field, you must watch out and avoid AI hallucination. Also, inaccurate or fabricated references. A data I was reading just few days ago says that 7% of all AI reference generators are completely authentic and accurate. Meaning that if 7% of the references generated by AI are accurate, that means 93% are false. Because I've had workers work for my company, and when they submit certain drafts, we go through what was submitted and like, this reference does not exist. And in academic misconduct, it's not a joke, it's a crime. You'll be called to face panel for it, because why will you just give false references and false authors? Some are false DOIs, some are false topic, false year, some of the authors do not even exist at all. So the key issues we face regards AI is inaccurate or fabricated referencing. I could give on and on more research that was carried out and to prove that these are key issues faced by AI. So it brings to bear, what does ethical use, where does ethical use end? So what are the green zones and what are the red zones, which are ethical use and misconduct of AI? Like Mr. Victor, in case you mistakenly hear me calling Mr. Victor Pastor Victor, someone I know happens to be one of my pastors in years past, so I might say Mr. Victor. He said certain things as regards ethical use. One, AI should be used for brainstorming and outlining ideas. Oh, you have an idea, you put it to AI. So please, okay, AI should help you brainstorm, should help you outline your ideas. You should not just rely solely, what should I do about this? You just go there, AI give you certain things, you just write. No, AI should help you brainstorm. Yes. Also, AI can also help you in explaining concepts. That things. AI should help you give feedback to your drafts. Yeah, Mr. Toby was saying earlier, Mr. Victor was also saying earlier, you have drafts you've written, you put them into this AI, you should get feedback from those drafts. Then you rewrite them yourself. AI should be used for grammar and spelling check. I think over the years, Grammarly has been a tool. It got to a point that even Grammarly also called output was being dictated by Turnitin for for AI. So as writers, we just have to find a way to cross-check and avoid this thing. So AI can be used for grammar check and spelling. We'll see some gray areas as we move on. And also, for your background and research aid, AI should be used. However, submitting AI output as your work is an academic misconduct. Just ask AI for a question and it gives you an output. You do not read, that's an academic misconduct. Having AI write your complete essay and report is an academic misconduct. These are red zones. Paraphrasing AI text without disclosure. You know, some of us sometimes we feel we are smart. AI has given you the reports. You take the reports, you take it to a different AI tool again. You paraphrase, take it on that tool again. You paraphrase. All these are academic misconducts. Using AI bypasser tools to disguise writing, like I said earlier, in which you can use humanizing your AI report. These are academic misconducts. So also, using AI to write your exam or quizzes, they are all academic misconduct. So I have a figure here. This figure is saying the ethical use of AI generative tools in writing. So we have 3 tiers. First is tier 1, which is ethically accepted. You can use it to check your grammar, which I've said earlier. But ensure that the AI edit reflects your own voice and critical thinking. You see when Mr. Victor keeps talking, augment. Keep checking. Oh, what I give AI to check. Oh, this is what I asked it to do. 2, readability. Ensure that the AI edit reflects your own voice and critical thinking. Keep watching. I keep saying your own voice. Also, language translations. There are certain articles, maybe they are written in Russian, they are written in what's it called French, and you tend to use it for your research. AI can help you translate. However, it's always good to have a balance, have someone that has knowledge of that particular language to help you cross-check that particular draft. So double-checking translation is key. And ensuring that your AI edits reflect your own voice and what critical thinking, because research has to do with you. Because you are actually providing and you're filling an academic gap. But when you simply go and copy and paste certain informations you get somewhere, that's not yours. It's not your property. It becomes your intellectual property when you do due diligence by what? Double checking, making sure that you are the one. It's your idea, it's your concept, it's your policy, it's your input. The second tier, which is the ethical contingent, 1, which is generating outline for your content. So yeah, you can now use AI to help you generate an outline for your content. I have a topic of what is the effect of Lassa fever or the prevalence of Lassa fever in Nigeria. So want to do that particular write-up, you can also say, okay, please give me an outline on how to go about this particular topic. So AI can help you. However, ensure that these outlines aligns with journal requirements. Because there are requirements from different journals. You can't just copy. Check. Also, you want to summarize content. So these are other ethical constituents. Ensure that the final product reflects your own idea and insight. You've written about 6 paragraphs, and maybe the word count about 15, and you've written 1,800. How do I summarize this content? you take this information, you pour it into a particular AI tool, and then please help summarize this content. It is important that you check to be sure that what the AI is giving back to you, it's your own idea or your own ideas, not a different thing entirely. Also, for improving clarity of content and brainstorming ideas, as said earlier, do your appropriate cross-check that the ideas, the content generated are yours and it does not lose meaning. At times you, in the bid of trying to paraphrase, trying to re-edit, trying to summarize, most times the meaning or the context of our writings are lost. But most persons are lazy to cross-check. So what are the ethical suspects? It's a tier 3. And this particular aspect, we do not advise use AI. First, it's not advised that use AI to generate a literature review. Yeah, it's not advised. You can look for different literatures, do your search, but do not allow AI to be the one doing reviews of literature for you. That let me check with AI, tells you that it's zero AI. It is something. You cannot then you to fine. Totally AI data application is what it's not stable. The concept clear is not it's for you and equals for you. AI to see some area that here or no because the is intellectual contribution. So ask, I use AI in that the primary data and critical belong to you. And right off with it first. But yes, they defend that particular in that to them. They simply relied on AI solely. So ask yourself, what you have done, is it your intellectual property? Can you defend this? Is this your own voice? If yes, let's move to the next one. Academic competency. Having used generative AI in a fashion to ensure that human maintain competency in core research and writing skills. See, one of the key goals of academic is for us to be literate, is for us to develop writing skills, analytical skills. See, the advent of AI has produced lazy graduates, weak graduates, people who can't sit down to even write a paragraph about themselves. They can't. So academic competency is key. One of the reason you go to school is to go and learn, is to improve your skill. It's not to rely solely on a machine to help you in your research area and you literally did nothing. So the question is, the particular research area, is it your work? Has your writing skills improved? People ask me, oh, Mr. Felix, how do I get better in writing? I said, you get better in writing by writing. And now, writing is when you keep writing, you get better. Your skills, you become better. But when you don't sit down to write, you just simply depend on AI. Oh, enter the code, gives you the results. Oh, this is fine. Just scan through. I like this. You paste it in your work. You are not becoming competent. You're not becoming competent. You are not. The next one, accuracy of content. I ask you, have you double checked to ensure that all the content and the reference in your manuscript are accurate and they're reliable and free of bias? Remember in my undergraduate days when I did my what's it called essay. Before we have projects, we also have essay in which you draw a write up and we present. I can boldly say if they bring that essay today, it will be 100% plagiarism. So you just copy and paste everywhere. I do not. There's a starting point. There's a part of my essay that referencing instead of writing the name of the author, I had 1, 2, 3. My supervisor was like, Felix, young man, are you serious? But one thing that helped me was I had a project supervisor that was detailed. She was thorough. So she held me by my hands and told me, taught me how to do research. And I could tell you I had the best project for my set. I had the highest score for my set. Why? Because due diligence were done. I double checked that the content, what I was writing, they are accurate, they are reliable, they are free of bias, they're not false references. So the next one is transparency. Mr. Victor also said during for those who followed, because I followed all through, the section was quite enlightening for me as well too. So have you disclosed exactly how these tools, these AI tools, you're using your manuscript? Most schools currently, I would say, because I do a lot of research week in, week out, I submit for different of my clients. Not all schools accept the use of AI. Most schools do not. However, there are now adjustment in policies in which you can now tell them, oh, I mean, you're transparent. I used AI to do this. And it should be indicated in your methodological, your chapter 3 methods or chapter 4, whatever it is. There'll be a section you are transparent. I used AI to do so and so. So this is an ethical way of using AI. So you must be clear how you use this. Definitely you can't say you used AI to generate all your content. At that point, you are caught. What if it is to critique a work in an ethical manner? You can write how those things are used. So let's go to the golden rules as regards ethical use. The first one which I just said earlier is transparency. Disclose how you use AI. Disclose it. Check your school policy. When in doubt, cite it. I use particular AI in brackets, cloud AI, add the year. So disclosure protects you and signals what? Intellectual honesty. It means you're honest, you're not lying. It does. So I wrote here that the most helpful and transparent means of describing the use of these tools is to put them in your methodological section of your manuscript. It is encouraged you outline how these AI tools was utilized, how this AI outputs were handled. E.g., were this AI related text reviewed? Did you review them? Were they discussed? Did you edit those texts? When relevant, where the sources were cited, did you double check if these things were true? These are the ways you can be transparent as regards ethical use of AI. Secondly, integrity. Note, education is about developing our capabilities. Yeah, those you, they write you. Why are you paying that? Why are you learning? So it's nothing. So the job of writing and oh, go about writing. I think that's the question. Read this paper. Come on, keep do a AI but relying solely on the means that they are most well they can't defend their project. If it is, can you defend it? If it is not, can you defend the essay? So indeed, people of integrity will reject. Finally, accountability. I situations are real. Reports. Target justice that you check it. Responsibility. Why using AI? Oh, if I may ask, has anyone here been caught why using AI? Just indicate in the chat section. Oh, why you're using AI, you were caught in your school. Can just indicate, or why using, I want to know. And anyone used AI, your lecturer called to you, your supervisor complained. I can't see show of hands. Does that mean we all regards AI usage? Okay, let me move on.
I think Alaba is raising it. Is it?
Yes, okay, all right, okay. All right, okay, good. Now let's move on now. Some practical framework. When you submit your document or your file or research, ask yourself these three things. I call them acts. The first one is assess. The next one is S shape. The next one is no. Ask. First one, is AI permitted for the task at hand? Does your school allow the use of AI? Policies across
No,
institutions.
sir. We can't see your screen.
Okay. Okay, let me check. Okay. Okay. What about now?
Yeah, we
Can you
can
see it
see.
now?
Yeah, we
All
can
right,
see.
thank you. All right, thank you. So, see I was saying that ask yourself, understand that policies varies across different institutions. Like I think someone was saying their school accept 30% plagiarism. In UK, US, it's not accepted. You have 98% plagiarism. You face panel. They will warn you the first time, second time, you do repeat such, you'll be advised to withdraw. You'll be advised to withdraw. So ask yourself, if you're not sure, you can simply send an email to your lecturer to save yourself from getting into what? Into trouble. Please, are we permitted to use AI for this tax? The next one, shape. Are you directing the AI, or is you are just accepting whatever the AI generates? Ask yourself, are you directing? Are you the one, like Mr. Top was teaching us, we are directing the AI on what to do. You take this from this source, you take from this source, take from this source. Please direct the AI on accurate prompts. Mr. Victor said, do not take any idea outside this particular framework. So at that point, you are directing the AI, not the AI directing you. So you supply ideas to the AI. Then you allow the AI express itself, not just generate information for you. Thirdly, no. Before you submit, ask yourself, can I defend everything in this document? I mean, every part, every paragraph. Can you defend it? If you cannot defend or explain an AI generated sections, simply delete it. If you not submit such drafts, you need to understand your work, because it is your work, it is your intellectual property. So let's go to the consequence. Keep coming. Slide. Good. Before we go to the consequence, like I said in the beginning of this class, only thing has updated the AI. It's like a cat and rat fight now. We are trying to hide, also trying to catch you. So don't think you are safe, which is why you have to use AI ethically for your work. February 12, 2026, that's about a few weeks ago, detection models has been updated. They are now more accurate than before. Bypasser tools are now being flagged for AI. So tools that you use to write your text to sound like human can be detected by Turnitin. Color schemes are now being reviewed. Schools, lecturers are now asking for oral defense. Lecturers knows your writing voice. Had a client a time that faced panel, and sadly she lost that what's it called, the panel judgment, and she was asked to withdraw. She was writing her first draft, second draft in a writing style. Whoever was doing the work for her, I don't know. Then she consulted that will assist her. The lecturers found out, I know students, I know your capacity. Suddenly, if your work is now looking so polished, your analysis is not looking so good, sincerely, the lecturer found it difficult to believe she did that work herself, and which was true. Then she came, had to put her through, okay, this is how you defend it. Sincerely, during the oral defense, she could not defend it, because it was never her work in the first place. If your writing style should change, they will detect it. And you understand, AI simply can write in different manner for you. But for us, every one of us have different writing styles. You can't write the way I write. You can't reason the way I reason. So I can't write the way you write. We all have our unique writing styles. So AI should not rob you of that. Should not. In the bid of getting your work to be well polished, do well to be able to defend your work, because especially for those who have dream to study in international institutions, study abroad, these are key areas you pay attention to. Okay, let's now move on to the stakes, the consequences. One, 0 on your assignments. Satobi shared his experience because when he had that issue, I was aware. He was lucky to have 50% because one, he was honest. What did you do? He said he was the original author of the manuscript. He simply wanted to check plagiarism before submission. So he checked it on a different database of his school, not knowing that that particular act means that his manuscript will be uploaded into that particular school database. So I'm bringing it to his school database to be flagged for plagiarism. It's real, meaning that it is a submitted work. But because he was honest, he was opened, he found mercy, which was why he got 50. Oh. I can give you stories upon stories. People fail. People investing tens of millions to go study abroad, to Japa. At the end of the day, they end up failing. They face academic probation, which I can see here. Some suspension and expulsion. Can give it stories ranging from AI usage and plagiarism. Some they lose their scholarship after getting admission, scholarship to go study in US or wherever it is. Because of this, so the stakes are high and they are real. I don't mention names, but I have first-hand experience. Some face permanent transcriptions on transcription notations. There are some people that the academic journal that have been published for many years are brought down. At first, they escaped, it was published. Down the line, they are also called documents were reviewed and they found AI handwriting in all their work. They lose their job and all the years of academic research or whatever they've done comes to nothing. So the stakes is real, and I don't wish my enemy that. I don't. So how to use AI and use it well, because AI is your edge. Because if you don't have stuff, Felix, I didn't say you should not use AI. No, AI is your edge. First one, AI should be your research assistant. Mr. Toby give us an example now. We can use AI as a research assistant using cloud AI. It's not the researcher. You are the researcher. AI is your what? Assistant. AI can be your writing coach, giving you guidelines, feedback on your drafts, but you will still do the writing yourself. It's your writing coach. AI should be your study partner. You ask AI questions, you get explanation from it. It's your study partner. AI can be your idea generator. I had a client that reached out to me the last 2 weeks and we were discussing. So she said, okay, she wants to do a particular research. And I asked her, what's your topic? And she gave me, I said, this is not a topic. This is just an area of study. So let's look at gaps in the areas. Okay, well, give me some time. Let me do my research. I asked for key indicators of that particular topic. And I asked AI, using this, and this, give me certain topics and in research gap in this area. And I had loads. And I began to filter. And I was able to generate about 5. And I gave it to the client. I'm like, wow. Oh, she liked this, All right. So I'm able to come to the conclusion she chose one. It was what? An idea. It helps me. I had something in mind already. Then with that, we're able to generate an idea. AI can also be your code tutor for those into tech. Can help you debug errors in your code. Can understand messages and learn concepts. Yeah, besides our edges you can use AI for. They can also help you like data guides. They can help you explain statistical models and methods. while you do the analysis yourself, it can also help you analyze them further. However, you do your due diligence to check and cross-check. So let's go. We'll be wrapping up very soon. Note, AI won't replace you. Know that AI cannot replace you. AI, some people say AI should not replace you. Students who use it wisely will outpace those who don't. That's the sincere truth. Oh, free that I won't use AI. I'll simply sit down and write. Those that are using it wisely, they will outpace you and they will get better scores than you. They will get better results. So use AI, but AI should not replace you. So what are the to-do lists? One, I have said this earlier, know your policies, check the guidance as regards AI for your school before you start. It's not after you've now used AI, you're not checking the guidance. No, not it. Secondly, direct AI. Bring your ideas. Let AI express it, not generate ideas for you in certain cases. So direct AI and stay transparent. I said this earlier. Be transparent. Disclose how you use AI. This build trust and protect your academic record. So let's talk. I have some questions for us. Where have you already used AI in your studies? I want to ask, was it ethical? So we'll have a discussion section. So I want some of you to those first one. You want to unmute your mic, please. You can unmute your mic. Mr. Toby, can help us direct the section, please? Just briefly. I won't take time on that. Anyone that raises, I can just give it just one or two persons.
You have the floor.
So where have you already used AI in your studies? And be sincere. Based on what you've learned, was it ethical?
Oh, yeah, I like what I said. I want to correct that. Okay, let me just. I used AI ethically in the sense that I go through it.
Okay.
And I go through after writing my structure, and I do my writings. Do you understand? But what I usually use more of AI is that sorry, maybe it's time. Is that of that what's the name of that one that always trying to correct everything you write? I've forgotten it.
Is it Grammarly?
Grammarly, yeah, Grammarly. So as I said that time, that it flagged, it was not it was AI percentage. I wasn't talking about what's the other thing you said?
Oh,
no,
plagiarism.
My plagiarism was 2, sincerely.
Oh,
but
okay.
I sincerely, and I told the school sincerely, because I'm also a graduate assistant.
Okay.
I told my supervisor, that my coordinator, that I use Copilot, and that other one I opened up. Do you understand? So that's why
I like that.
Yes, I did. I told, because I've never written anything that will get up to that percentage. At least the AI will come percentage, maybe 10%, 20%. But that one, I was even afraid. But I didn't want to use humanizer. Do you understand? Because I know if I had used humanizer, I'd deceive the school. That's it.
Good. All right. So I understand I've had such similar scenarios whereby Grammarly were used in editing of a draft, a manuscript, and comes back to you as AI. So it's left for you to rewrite. So who else again? I want someone that.
Yeah, we have Sylvia.
Okay.
And after Sylvia, Marcel, we go.
Okay, good.
Hello, I think okay, for mine, I use it for an assignment, and I'm still currently using it actually for that same assignment. So it's just about developing a skill as a researcher. So I have the skills I want to develop, but then I know that the activities to do to develop such skills, I had to read some books, I had to listen to some podcasts, and I didn't have an idea of what books to read, what podcasts to listen to. So I had to ask AI to give me ideas on books and podcasts I can listen to develop this skill as a researcher. So I got this idea from AI. But now the trick is I don't know if this is ethical or not. Because from the assignment brief, it says we can use Google Scholar and the rest. But when I'm using the Google Scholar or the school's website, I'm not getting books that would really help me develop this skill. But then when I ask ChatGPT and I'm able to look for this book, I find out that these books are available that I can use. So I don't know if this is ethical to continue or I should stop, because that's really one of the reasons I attended this session, to know if I'm on the right track or I should just stop and find another means to get that sorted out.
First, if I may ask, the informations you got, books or whatever, are they published materials? Are they
No,
published? Are they under reputable journals?
no.
Are
Not all,
they
actually.
academic research? So
Not
these are times you need to filter. You need to
okay.
filter. For in research now, you're not allowed to use what is this called? That we use this common first thing you search. Because we know that I can't remember the name again, self. When you are doing a research, the first Wikipedia. Thank you, sir. Wikipedia is not allowed in research. You know, you can go and check. Like the essay example I gave earlier, I used Wikipedia for my essay in a 40 level. Then when I got do this, I just copied Wikipedia. Some information on Wikipedia are false. Anybody can go to Wikipedia and edit Wikipedia. It's an open source information. So Wikipedia is not an acceptable database in academic research. So we cannot cite Wikipedia and you cannot include such in your academic research. So AI, the way you use it is it's good. However, the information you get, you need to filter them to be sure which is acceptable and which is not acceptable. I believe you're on the right track. So the next person, please. I hope that answers your question.
Yes, thank you very much.
All right, next person.
Yeah, Nasir. I think Nasir raised this hand. I can't see them.
Or anyone else.
I think that's all for that.
Okay, I believe every one of us. So we are saying we all have been using AI ethically, or we don't want to confess our sins. Okay, let's move to the next one. I want to ask you again. What would you do if your classmates or your friend asks you to share your AI written work? What would you do?
Charles, Charles, you are raising your hand.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. Good afternoon once again, and thank you so much for this session. I'm not answering the question you just asked. I actually wanted to respond to your first question.
Okay, right.
Yeah. So I recently concluded a master's program at school in Nigeria here. So in my work, because my topic was related to AI, so there was a lot of, I used AI for a lot of things, and especially for the literature review and all that, because in my department, if there's a particular year if you reference a particular year, like for instance, let's say if you reference from 2020 down, they may not accept it.
I understand.
In fact, if if you even reference 2021, they may not even accept that word. It has to be something recent.
Okay.
Yeah. So I used AI especially, like I said, especially for the literature review, and I found out that they actually accepted it. I don't know why, because I mean, deep down, I felt I used it ethically, you know. But for some reason, my project supervisor, accepted the work. I don't know why I don't know why. Maybe she didn't have enough time to check it, or she's new in the game, and a lot of them, because she's quite elderly, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Okay.
so for a work like that, yeah, because I already told you that deep down I felt I used it unethically.
Good. You are being
Yeah, so
sincere. The sincere truth
yeah,
is you do not use it ethically. What you should understand is most of our schools in Nigeria care less about undergraduate research. I'm being sincere with you. You
no,
use
no,
the
no,
AI,
mine,
you
mine,
copy.
mine mine was master's thesis.
Oh, interesting. Well, I would say this as well too. In a way, in a bit, they are still carefree compared to a PhD. Because I did my master's in UI. Same with Mr. Toby Beckley. We happens to be colleague, and I have some of my colleague on this in this meeting here as well too. We had a lecturer then because she was quite exposed. Sincerely, we don't like her. Well, today we know why. I know why she was that way. Then she gave us an assignment. She asked us to go check plagiarism. I was like, before we submit to her. Normally, we just go online, copy, write, and just drop it. Like, we do the assignment ourselves, but we're doing it. Understand that plagiarism is. I don't want to go into that because we are talking about AI. But see, when you can take a material from a source and you think you are doing the right thing, rather you are plagiarizing. You are plagiarizing, rather. For example, an author in his work cited someone. You, as a writer, you just copy that work from that person that cited. You didn't go and check the original source. You just plagiarized though. Because it's not your work. You just simply just copy someone said this and what the person said, you just cabbage it, oh this, and you just rephrase it a bit. And you didn't go check if truly this particular author, what was said was right or not. In a way, it's plagiarism. At times we do self-plagiarism. So when she asked us to go check plagiarism, we're not using some online to check plagiarism. She said no, she wants to turn it in. Like turn it in as how. Other lecturers don't do that. Why is she stressing us? Why? And those that went to check turn it in, it was not a funny experience. But those things helped us develop certain skills today that is helpful to me. I don't want to go into that. That's built my life. A skill I learned in my master's days. That when it comes to my research. But on submitting our thesis, they didn't really check. But these days now, those that came after us, they check, they allow certain percentages. But to be frank, 30% is not acceptable. It's not. Nigerian schools still accept 25% for PhD. Go to UK universities, US, they'll tell you 15, some will tell you 10. For me, I prefer below 10. When you're working in plagiarism, below 10. I prefer 0. Not 1, not 2. 0% AI. It should be 0. No traces of AI in every manuscript. It might be 50,000 words, 10,000 words, 1,000 words. When it's checked, it should be 0% AI. So most of our lecturers in Nigeria are not updated on these tools. That's just it. Some are not updated, some are non-challenged, some also even practice this habit. But I will tell you there are a lot of them also too that are sound. That you can't even just like the woman I give an example with, you can't try with that. She's a professor, you can't because she knows. If you bring a work to me that's AI generated, I don't need to check it for 5 minutes. I know it's AI generated. You can try it with me. If you give me an AI generated work, when I read the first paragraph, second paragraph, I will tell you that this is AI generated. I will tell you because it is obvious. So I don't want to spend much on that. Thank you. So who is responding to us? Because I want a practical section, please. Your
Gabriel.
classmates submit. Gabriel, okay, good. Please, I want to respond to that second part.
Good afternoon once again.
Good afternoon, sir.
Sorry, I am near a main road, so you might hear some noise. I
It's fine. I
apologize.
can hear you clearly. I can hear you clearly.
Okay, all right. So, the question you asked, I will attempt it, but I also have other things I want to say. Now, you said AI generated content, right? If my
Yes.
friend asked me to share with them.
Mm.
Now, this question is actually not too clear. AI generated content in what way? If, for example, I am brainstorming with AI, I'm trying to maybe validate an idea, or I'm trying to get clarity on an idea, and it gives me some responses. That's also AI content.
Okay.
Or are you saying if I decide to use AI to write an essay? So that we're clear on the question.
Anyone, I want to hear from you. As a discussion.
Okay. The truth is, the truth is, if you created something with AI and somebody is interested, it's better you tell the person how you went about it, so that the person can also make attempt and get his own understanding. Copying from AI and pasting it to the person, I don't think, because although at the end of the day, the person who uses it takes responsibility for the work he has done. You understand? That's my own opinion. Even whether I give him or I don't give him, the final thing depends on him. If, for example, he picks it up and gets an idea from there, and from the idea is able to create something else, I don't see anything wrong with it, because AI is supposed to be our assistant. That's my own opinion in relation to that question.
All right. Thank
However,
you. Go ahead.
However, I have maybe question or otherwise. Now,
okay, we'll get questions. Very soon we'll have question section. No.
Oh, okay.
Just
I thought
hold on for questions.
Okay.
Just hold on. All right. Thank you. Okay. I like the politics you played there. You see, one key thing I've noticed about students, international students, is secrecy. You can ask them. In Nigeria, I can have my assignment. If you have a few hours to go, just give it to your next guy there. Simply it's copying one paragraph here, it's copying. But one thing is secrecy is most people are secret about their work because of plagiarism. But if it's an AI written work, first, AI written work, share it with the person now. It's not your work. And you should not submit an AI written work. So it's actually a ploy. You can share AI written work, AI written ideas. But note, the work you should submit, it's your work, not an AI written work. And also, they also have a brief discussion. How do you think universities should balance AI detection with students' well-being? Because sometimes you feel that it's stressful. Sitting down to write, it's headache, well-being, combining work and study. Oh, in school, it's not easy. Our mental health, they're going through a lot. And this AI, should allow us to use this AI. What do you think? Or you being the student, how do you think university should balance AI detection with students' well-being? I just want one person that can say something around this then. Just swiftly, our time is fast spent, please. Anyone? Or you feel that the school should increase the percentage of AI, they should allow AI. Just express yourself.
Yeah. Hello.
I'm with you. Your name, please.
Yeah. My name is Charles.
All right.
Yes. So are you talking about undergraduate or for masters or for PhD?
All levels.
Oh, okay. So for well, I think the percentage, the AI detector percentage, I think it should be they should kind of how do I put it now? We have undergraduate in the university. We have for instance, in the university we have undergraduates, we have students. So for undergraduate students, the AI detector percentage should be low. Why? Because they are still, they are still being. They've not gotten to that part where they can say that they can trust the use of AI. So their academic zeal and all that should actually be formed. Then for master students, they should actually increase the AI detector percentage, because for most master students, like you said, a lot of them are working, a lot of them are busy with so many things. Yeah, so and at the same time, they must have learned to research too, for a while that when they were undergraduate. Then for PhD students, it should not they should not even the AI detector percentage should be very, very, low, because I mean, PhD is a big deal. It's your work, is your reasoning they want to see and all that. So yeah, that's my own submission.
All right. Thank you, Chas. So that's open to all this. I don't have an answer to that. It's open to you. And finally, what does academic integrity means to you in an AI age? I believe all this section we will address all that. Thank you so much for your attention. Satobi, thank you for your time. So we can welcome your questions.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much, Mr. Felix. Let's give it to Mr. Felix. Let's give it to him. Let's give it to him. If you've learned anything, give it to Mr. Felix. Like Mr. Felix rightly said, AI, you should not depend on AI. You need to be able to use it to your advantage as your assistant, not taking your own place. Because I watched a video by Anthropic about AI literacy. One of the things they said is you must know your responsibility and you must know the responsibility of AI. There are some things AI won't do. AI should not think for you. You can collaborate. Okay, what of this? What if? What if not? You understand? So thank you so very much, Mr. Felix, for that wonderful session. At least every one of us will understand the importance of ethics when it comes to AI in education. As much as we have quite a lot of tools that we can use, we need to be transparent. We need to know our boundary. Because of our time, we just quickly move to the last session, talking about how you can leverage AI for job application. Because yes, I know that some of us we are adults, so people who are postgraduate students, I think this will be of great help to them and the international students also. How you can leverage AI for job application without wasting much of our time. I would like to invite Mr. Shehu Ajani. Mr. Shehu Ajani is a career coach and he's been in the business for quite a while, and I believe that we are going to get one or two things from him. Come on, let's welcome Mr. Shehu. Let's welcome Mr. Shehu. Let's welcome Mr. Shehu.
Thank you very much, Mr. Beckley. Thank you for the invite, and kudos to the first and second presenter, Mr. Victor and Mr. Felix. I've personally gained a lot. In fact, is so rich, so rich. So I want to commend you all, and I want the participants, please appreciate yourselves by the emoji. Clap for yourselves for taking your time to wait up to this moment. Appreciate yourself, please. Thank you very much. Thank you. So let me share my screen right away so that we can get going on the topic. Thank you. Yeah, please, can you see my screen?
No, sir. I can't see your screen. Okay, it's coming on.
Okay.
I can see your screen on.
All right, thank you very much. Let me try to navigate it. All right, you are welcome. So the title of this session is on job application mastery in the age of artificial intelligence. After academic excellence, what next is to enter the job market, or even while still in school, you can also be in the job market as well, be it in terms of remote work or freelance work. And I will be giving us a complete guide on CV writing, applicant tracking system optimization, and how to use artificial intelligence in interview success. So we are going to see the practicality of the current job market of 2026, particularly, which is being transformed by AI. And we will be able to understand the relevance of AI to job search and recruitment, CV writing and AI tools, how you can draft your cover letters to ensure that it is compelling and it has your voice. Now, the presenters have made it known to us that AI, should be our assistant, not just we are just doing copy and paste. No, our voice must always reflect whenever we are using anything that has to do with AI. So you must be able to do a cover letter that really, really expresses who you are, and a CV that expresses who you are as well, even though you are using AI. And we talk about the applicant tracking system, how we can master it. This is a system that the recruiters use in order to screen CVs and resumes before it gets to the hiring manager. We can also talk about the interview preparation landscape as well, and the advanced strategies in the job market, which involves salary negotiation and how you can network for job market success. Now let's look at the AI-powered job market. Currently, 75% of our employers are using applicant tracking system to do what? They are using it to screen out curriculum vitae or resumes before it gets to the hiring manager at all. Now I'm going to paste on the chart right now a list of AI companies that are currently recruiting for remote roles, so you can check them out after the session. All these companies that I pasted on the chat box, they use AI to screen CVs and to do their interview as well. You are not going to meet any human agent at all throughout the recruitment process up to the final stage. The only stage that you will need some bit of even your document verification. They are going to require your international passport. If you eventually pass the assessment, AI is also going to be used to check whether your passport is genuine, whether it's real or not, and all those details as well. So we can practically say that all these companies, they are using AI for their recruitment process from start to finish. And another thing is that 80% of resumes are rejected by the ATS even before it gets to the HR manager for companies that still use the hiring managers. And the average review time is just 30 seconds. So if you don't get any feedback, especially nowadays in 24 hours from a job application that you did, it can be said that perhaps they are not going to take such a candidate. Now, what are the challenges? The challenges in the AI age in terms of recruitment, we have when on your CV you have a different terminology that is different from the job posting. Let's say, for example, they want to recruit a data analyst, But in your CV, all you have there is customer service experience. That's a keyword mismatch. So your CV will not be able to pass the ATS screening. So we also have the formatting issues. You don't need a fancy CV. All what you need is a CV that can pass the applicant tracking systems. So I'm going to demonstrate something for us right now. Let me stop sharing my screen and reshare it again. To be able to do that, I'm going to upload a CV to a certain website to check the ATS score. Just hold on for some seconds. I will do that. So I'm trying to share the screen. Take a moment. Yeah, let me know when it comes up, please.
Okay, is up now.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Beckley. So the website is called resumeworded.com. So if you have your CV with you, you can just go to resumeworded.com. You can use the trial version. I think you can upload like 3 times before it asks you to make a payment. So I choose file. So this is a sample CV I downloaded online. I upload it. So it's saying that it is passing it. So I'm looking for a mid-level role. So I will choose mid-level role for the CV. I hope I'm signed in. So it will bring the ATS score. While it is doing that, let's see the outcome of the process. So it will pass the resume. It will identify all the sections from the professional summary, education experience, to the work experience and the skills. Now, can we see the results? He said your resume scored 74 out of 100. Now let's dive in. He scored 74 out of 100. Okay, I'm ready to fix my resume. I can close this now. Now, the reason why it can score 74 is a very good mark, actually, but I always advise that the resume should always score 80% and above. But most resumes that we likely score less than 30%. You can try it. That is if you have not optimized your CV to be ATS compliant. Now let's see. All the sections, you can see that where there are repetitions, manage was used 3 times on the CV. Those are the things that is going to. So assuming I'm on a subscription, it is going to show me everything. So I just demonstrated that for us to be able to know the usefulness of these resume worded, which is an AI tool to detect whether your CV can pass an ATS system. Now let me move forward the rest of the presentation. I stop sharing this. I share my slide again. Let me know when the slide comes up.
It's up now.
Okay, no, this is not the slide. All right. Now, the solution now is that AI too can help us to optimize our resume as well, so that it will improve our chances of getting noticed. We have several AI tools in the job search landscape, from resume builders to ATS checkers. The one I just used is Resume Worded, to interview preparation, LinkedIn Optimizer, cover letter, and salary research websites. So we can explore these websites on our own to see how it can help us with our CV and cover letter. So you can start with 2 to 3 tools that match your specific needs, and most of them are subscription based, but free versions are often sufficient. But whenever you need to upgrade, especially if it's very needed for you to apply for some certain types of jobs, you might need to pay for premium, right? Now let's continue on the CV writing tools and the fundamental principles involved when it comes to editing and formatting CV. A CV that is ATS friendly must have just a single column. I've seen several CV with color, with graphics design. All those things cannot pass an ATS system. It should be just a single column, and the font is recommended to be Arial or Calibri or Times New Roman. You must use simple bullets, and your dates should be consistent. For example, if you are using, let's say, January 2020 to December 2020, if you write it in full throughout. If you are shortening it JAN-DEC 2020, make sure it is consistent all through. And we are using figures 112 to 1220. It must also be the same throughout the document. When it comes to the formatting that breaks the ATS, you must not use tables on your CV. And most of the times when people use, I've seen several CVs that people come I'm using this CV to apply, no results. I checked through the CV and I discovered that tables and graphics, headers and footers, page numbers, all sorts of things like that, and fancy fonts are found on the CV. And it is recommended that if you are less than 5 years experience on your job, your CV can be 1 page. For mid-level professionals, you can have 1 to 2 pages. And for senior level, you can have 2 pages plus. But this also depends on the requirements of the company that is calling for recruitment. So there are no hard and fast rules when it comes to the number of pages for a CV. Now, when it comes to action words, now let's look at that CV that's scored 74% on 8 years. Why did it score that? Let me just try to open my the CV and I will share it again. It has some certain keywords that made it, to have that kind of a score. Now I'm going to share the CV. It will come up very soon. Once it comes up, let me know, please.
Yeah, it's up.
Thank you, sir. So, CV for a certain John Doe. Education, we can see that the graduation dates must always be shown. For you to pass STS, most of the time, you might be required to include your GPA. But if you have a very excellent, excellent grade. But if you have a below average grade, you might not need to include your GPA. You might just write Bachelor of Mechanical Engineering. Don't write whether it's second class upper or anything. Just leave it that way. Now, where I'm interested is the keywords on the work experience. You can see here that is a managed. Those are action words: coordinated, evaluated, updated, and is quantifying its achievements, manage resolution of 50 plus build issues. So as a customer service person, you must be able to say that received 2,000 calls, as in quantify your achievement. That's how to make the CV to, be able to stay through an ATS system. So that is that about the keywords. Let me go back to the presentation tab. For leadership and management, instead of saying that responsible for, just say directed, oversaw, established. Those are leadership action words. And when it comes to, you want to show your achievements, you must be able to use something like developed, boosted, pioneered, and you must be able to write financial figures as well. If you are able to build a system that has saved the company of $1 million, put it there. Those are the keywords that will make your resume to be able to pass the ATS. Instead of worked on, you can say collaborated. Instead of helped with, you can say facilitated. So there is a method that I call the STAR method: from situation to task, from task to action, from action to results. Your CV is a storytelling tool, and your cover letter as well. You must be able to tell your story in a very engaging way, in a way that the recruiter will be able to want to meet you in person. That is for companies that are still meeting people in person. You must be able to put measurable outcomes on your CV. For example, here, they manage a team, a cross-functional team of 12 engineers using agile methodology to deliver a $2.3 million platform migration on time and 8% under budget. You can see the inclusion of those figures. Those figures that are included, they are what makes for an ATS person. And very, 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 very important. Now, quickly, because of our time, let me go to cover letter. You can use AI to generate your cover letter, but whenever you use AI to generate your cover letter, always make sure that it's just giving you a template. You must be able to write something by yourself. You are the one applying. It's not AI that is applying on your behalf. You must be able to tell your story by yourself, because there are also certain companies now that are using, that are detecting whether you have used AI to write your resume or to write your cover letter. And even when it comes to academic applications, do not use AI to write your academic CV or your cover letter, your statement of purpose for admission purpose, international admissions. It is very, very, very risky. I've seen stories of people lose their scholarships because of that kind of, thing. Now let's look at how the cover letter structure should be. The opening paragraph, you must tell us your purpose, professional introduction, a customer service professional with relevant experience as spearheading a team of, you mention the numbers, so, and you tell us why you are applying to the company in which you are now interested in, list your key strengths and cite some achievements that you will be able to, are achieved in your current and past roles. It should be from 300 to 400 words maximum. And the golden rule is that cover letter complement your resume. Do not repeat what's already on your resume or your cover letter. You are using that avenue of a cover letter to tell the hiring manager more about who you are. You are just telling them more about what is not already written on your CV. Now to the 8 years. So 6% better results when you optimize your CV to be 8 years compliant. Now let's see this. Before, the person wrote, let teams to deliver software projects. That's a responsibility. 8 years score will give it like 45%. But after, if the person writes it this way, the 8 years can score that candidate 88%. Now moving on to interview preparation. How AI is revolutionizing preparing for interviews. You can use AI to practice, you refine and ace job interviews. Now, all those AI companies that I posted on the chat, if you get to the interview stage, you do not meet any human for the interview. It is AI that is going to interview you as well. AI will be asking you questions, you turn on your video, you'll be speaking back to the AI. It will be, if you are a data analyst, it will ask you questions that, okay, as a data analyst, what tools can you use? If you want to do correlation analysis, how will you do it? How will you set up your data? Stuff like that. So you must be able to be a master of your game when it comes to the AI generation of job application. So there are several tools as well currently in the market. We have Interview Sidekick, we have Brain Trust, 360 Interview.ai, I have View, Base AI, and Interviews.chat. You can use them on your mobile, you can use them on your PC as well. So you must be able to practice and able to assess yourself. All these AI tools will be able to assess you as well. So this is a 7-day interview sprint plan that you can set for yourself from day 1 to day 7. It will be able to help you to improve your interview skill. Now, the aspect of salary negotiation in the job market, salary is very important because even when you are doing your interview, always talk about the salary, especially if they said you should, if they ask you that, okay, how much would you like to be paid? Let's see this negotiation script. The opening said, thank you for the offer. Based on my research of market benchmarks, I was expecting something closer to, let's say, something closer to $5,000. Is there flexibility? So you are throwing the question to the recruiter based on the research that you have done about what is obtainable in that particular company. And you must have done your research through websites such as Glassdoor. It includes the salary package of employees there. So timing is everything. Always wait for your offer when you want to negotiate the salary. So look at it. If you are not satisfied with the salary on the employment letter, try to get back to them. So use data as an anchor that based on the cybersecurity market now, as a cybersecurity in graduate training, this is the amount I supposed to be earning. So, and you wait for their feedback. It's because you are qualified for the job. That's why you are employed. So don't be scared. So if they say no, if you are satisfied with it, go ahead with the job. And if you are not satisfied, if you think you can get a better pay elsewhere, you can also, move on. with your application. To negotiate the whole package, it's not just about salary, it's about the leave, it's about the insurance, all those things as well. They are very, very important, the pension. So we must always be smart when it comes to salary negotiation. So the key takeaways now is that AI tools can help you in your job application. It can give you 6 times better results than when you are not using them. And that is when you are using them effectively. ATS optimization is non-negotiable in this 2026. You must make your CV to be ATS compliant. Practice make perfect. Always prepare for any interview that you have, and negotiation is expected and is a professional thing to do. So what are the actual steps that we are required to do after this session is to choose 2 to 3 AI tools, optimize your resume for ATS compliance, and do your 7-day interview practice and apply with confidence. And I believe that with all this, we will be able to navigate the job market successfully. Remember that AI amplifies your authentic voice. It is not your voice, and it doesn't replace you. Your unique experiences and perspective are what ultimately will land you the job. Thank you very much. You've got this. Success awaits you. And combine all these AI tools, even in your academics, as been taught by the first and second speaker, and for your career as well. Make your story to be authentic and genuine, and be ready, to be successful when it comes to the job market. Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much, Mr. Sean, for that wonderful session. Let's give it to Mr. Sean. Let's give it to him. Let's give it to him. If you know you gained something, well, I learned quite a lot of things. How to structure my CV, how to get prepared for interview, how to negotiate for my salary raise, as the case may be. Okay, before we call it a close, does anyone have a question? Any question for Mr. Shehu? I can see Nasir. Does Nasir have a question? Okay, Mr. Gabriel. After Mr. Gabriel, Olakunle.
Okay. Wait, is it a question specifically for the last speaker or general question? Because the last time I have a question, I said there will be time for questions.
Okay. I think question for the. Okay, let me listen to your question. And
okay. The last presentation was quite insightful and useful, so that's quite commendable. But my question is in relation to what we did before this about ethics.
Okay.
Somehow, if somebody who is not too experienced or doesn't know much about AI listen to that presentation, the person will be afraid that you should not even touch AI. That's my observation. So it makes it look as if don't touch AI. I think that's why the other lady asked the question. I use AI to search for materials, and now she's afraid. I think, yeah, we need to. My own opinion about using AI from the ethical point of view is where you emphasize, let AI give you idea, but you write it yourself. Let AI give you idea, maybe you do your gather materials or whatever, but the writing should be your own. The analysis should be your own. The criticism should be your own, or something like that. However, AI tools are there to make it easier for us. For example, I can use SciSpace, I can use Perplexity and all those tools to search for papers, which ordinarily Google may not give me all those information. So it's similar to what the lady did, where she used AI and AI was able to go search for those materials that she can now use and do her work. I think that's why I say I have a comment.
Yeah, I think okay. I think maybe you misunderstood what the last speaker. The essence of the last speaker's presentation was to make us understand that AI is very good for us. However, you must be careful because there are consequences. Some people solely rely on AI.
Yes, I
They
agree
don't
with you.
do critical thinking and the likes. And the part of hallucination. I've written a paper before that at the end of the day, when I was cross-checking the references, most of them were fake. So that was the reason why the last speaker was making us to understand AI is going to amplify something, but you must not rely solely on AI because ChatGPT will give you a reference.
Yeah.
This perplexity, they are depending on the data, whether it is from Google Scholar, whether it's from Elsevier, all these databases where they journal where they upload their data. But regardless of everything, you must not allow AI to replace what you are supposed to do. I think that's what the last speaker is trying to say. I get your point.
I agree. That's why I said, like for me, at the stage I am, I got in very clearly. In actual fact, I learned new things about ethics. But it's just that some of the things now look fearful. So that's why I raised it. However, yes, however, going by still issues of these AI detectors, I happen to belong to a group, and this issue actually trended on Twitter. The guys sent in a cold mail to a professor in Australia, and the next thing the professor just lashed out at him that he wrote with AI. This guy was almost crying because he didn't write with AI. So somehow, I'm happy that you mentioned something about the capability of those detectors is being upgraded. Because there is because AI writes good English does not mean that people do not write good English. And over time, with use of AI, you see that when you're using AI, you're also learning.
Yeah, definitely.
So your language is getting better. Before, many people do not use the word trajectory. Now people use trajectory and all stuff like that. Somehow I feel that you might still get a flag, because that time you are asking what percentage should AI be. You can still write everything by yourself and end up being flagged for using words that AI are already using, just because over time you are using AI, your vocabulary has tended in that direction.
Your vocabulary has been AI inducted.
Whatever that word is, So those are the challenges I am the issue is just because it makes it look like you have to be afraid also, so that you don't do the wrong one. So, but if there's no act, if there's a, for example, 10%, which like you said, less than 10% for plagiarism, 0 for AI. If it's 0 for AI, then this kind of person is not safe. You have to begin to look for new words to meet up with this. So that is giving me a little concern. That's why I said, okay, let me just bring it up. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, sir, for your observation. So, thank you everyone for joining this program. I believe we have learned one or two things. Different tools you can use. I believe every one of us, we know how we can create our own AI assistant. Tools you can use when you want to research, when you want to do different things. I know the ethical part when it comes to AI. And for those people who are jump hunting, I've learned some things. You know what not to do. You know that you maintain consistency. You don't write anyhow. You are solution-based, like the problems you have solved, achievement-based. That's the way I call it. So thank you so very much. The recordings, we are going to process it, send it to every one of us. We'll send both the link Mr. Victor shared and the list of jobs, people, the companies who are recruiting. We are going to send it to every one of us so that we can have it to ourselves. Thank you so very much for joining us, and we hope the next time we call for something better better and bigger as regards this AI space, every one of us will be happy to join us. Thank you so very much, and enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Toby, and all the facilitators.
You're welcome, Funke. Thank you so very much.
Thank you, sirs. Thank you, mentors.
Thank you.
Thank you for putting this together. Even though I came very late, the part I met was very, very useful.
Thank you, Mr. Gabriel.
Well, thank you so much. This was really insightful. I'm glad I didn't miss this for anything. I had to pause everything to make sure I followed through the process. It's
Well, I'm happy to hear that. I'm happy to hear that, Sylvia. I'm happy to hear that. Thank you so very much for joining.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Mr. Beckley.
Thank you so very much. Thank you so very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
When is the next training coming up?
Yeah, we'll make sure that we pass it across to everyone. We'll definitely
Thank
do
you
that.
so much.
Thank you so very much. Thank you so very much.
Sorry, please, can I drop my email? I don't think if the recorded version is sent, I don't think I'll receive it because I actually had a friend who told me about it yesterday and sent me the link to join.
Okay, you can. Okay, okay, let me just drop my email.
Okay.
So you can send it to me.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. So that's my email. You can just send it to me.
Okay, let me take it down. All right. Thank you very much, sir.
So very much, Sylvia. Thank you for coming.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.